That one was spicy.
So the Warriors have to play 48 minutes.
So I think it's going 7. I have it. I have the Nuggets in 7.
Ant-Man, Batman, Watchmen, Lakers at 5.
It's money time now.
All right. What's going on, YouTube? King Speech is there in the building. Welcome to the Go 10 Toes Down podcast, part of the Go. Look, yeah, I'm gonna drop the link early, Scott. So let me get 5 to 10 minutes to set up the program.
Scott ready for it, man.
Scott, can you drop the link? They not letting you on. They not letting you on FYF no more, man. Is that what it is? With real talk, yeah, we got a good one for you. And this is based on the conversation that we had behind the scenes last night. I know Scott too. Scott was waiting for us to drop the link, but the show went long, so you know. But for sure, we gonna get into this. We're gonna hopefully have a panel discussion. And with the subject pretty much is which group of players, and again, you're probably gonna have to go player by player, but just in general, which group of players do we think would, if we had to swap eras, and again, you go 90s, 2000s, it basically today's players, everybody's in the league now, from the SCA, all throughout, every single generation. Which players will have the easier time swapping errors? And I'm gonna speak on how I feel about it. I'm gonna say this as I always say consistently, because this is 10 toes down. Every player who was a great player would do well in every era. You would figure this is basketball. It's not the most complicated game. It's actually probably the easiest game to score goals in, right? There's no other game where the final score is 100, other than bowling, right? You're knocking down pins, and that's either a team or a one-on-one sport. People either bowl one-on-one or they bowl in a league. They bowl four guys, and the top score, the total score. Everybody, you go up against another team. That's it. Basketball, you got to put the ball in the hole. So it ain't that damn. What's up, Woodage? How you doing, man? Hey, if you read the banner, I got my PayPal and Cash App out here, for you guys, man. If y'all want, I'm humbly asking to donate to the stream. I'm not monetized yet, but I do have my PayPal and anything is, and trust me, I always shout it out when you guys, because I'm not monetized yet. But yeah, for sure, we're gonna have fun with this one. But as I said, basketball is a simple game. You got to put the ball in the hole. That I don't care. It's not that complex. It's not. Even chess can be, when you break it down, as a simple game. It's a strategy on how you do it. So great players would have been great players. Great scorers would have been great scorers. Rebounding the basketballs, blocking a shot, whatever it is. These things are not hard to do. You have to be to play at the NBA level. Of course, you have to be tremendously big, skilled, quick, the whole nine. But I'm just saying, we asked the question. It was asked behind the scene. Actually, I believe Casual brought it up. And me, Hawk, CW, and Casual spoke on it. And everybody, you start to think about player for player, which player would struggle. Again, I think a Kevin Durant would have been great in the 80s and 90s, the 70s, any era, because he's a 7-foot guy who can pull up the way he can pull up. My only thing is, and like I said, like I brought into the fact, it's all about coaching. It's all about coaching and players' ability to be coached. Because at the end of the day, the coach is going to decide which style a team wants to play. Now, if you didn't have a style amenable to any coaching, i.e., Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, unbelievably talented, wasn't really thought of as a point guard. I mean, really wasn't a point guard in my opinion. You know what I mean? And he wound up being, a combo guard that really didn't get used to the ability of his scoring level, because that in that era, if you were 6'1", Iverson kind of broke the mold, and he did it because you had a situation in Philadelphia where, yeah, he's not. Larry Brown realized this is not my type of point guard, but I am not gonna I'm not gonna trade a guy like Allen Iverson. His talent is too great. So they wound up moving. He wound up revolutionarily moving Iverson to the 2, starting Eric Snow, and they went to a finals together. So when I look at, again, a guy like Iverson, people say, "Oh, he would be crap in this era." No, Iverson was that dude, man. Man, listen, I'm gonna drop the link really soon. I'm just gonna talk about it for a little bit. Hopefully, Big Hawk and Cash pull up if they got time. But it's all about your mental coach. And the thing, Larry Brown is one of the toughest coaches, especially on guards, because Larry Brown was a 5'9" point guard himself, and he wanted everybody to play like him. George Carlin, people from that North Carolina system, which is good. It's key to remember. The North Carolina system, the Dean Smith system, they played. They ran a certain way. So Jordan, being a product of the North Carolina system, as we famously, Jordan wanted to play for the best coaching, and he wanted to sign in North Carolina was that coaching. They didn't let him go. He knew he could go out there and score 30 points. He didn't want that. He didn't want to score 30 points a game in college and be counted on to be. He wanted to play in systems. So again, when he gets to the Bulls, obviously he's let loose. They famously said, Dean Smith was the only guy that could keep Jordan under 30 points a game, under 20 points a game. That's the famous saying. The late great Dean Smith was the only guy that could keep Jordan under 20 points a game, because he didn't let him go bananas. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we talk about the era exchange. Like, which group of players would have had the better time, would have had the easier time, So hopefully we get a panel on here, and this ain't your typical. I mean, obviously it's gonna probably break down to who versus who, but this ain't your typical thing, because we're talking about, as I like to do on my streams, talk about all the players, not just. I do want to get on something too, because I was doing a lot of. I've been on a lot. Somebody put a poll up. It's SROS, that the YouTube channel. Shout out to him. I mean, I really didn't watch too much of his content, but I'm subscribed for some reason, because he does put up interesting polls. And they put up 4 players. They put up Zion Williamson, Trae Young, Jalen Williams from OKC, and Bam Adebayo. And it's funny because that's 4 guys playing 4 different positions, but in the only position not represented is shooting guard. But they asked, who's the best player? And Jalen Williams won the poll. Now a lot of Trae Young fans out there, and we should do a who's the most overrated. I do believe Trae Young is one of the most overrated players in the league. I'll keep it funky. I might lose some of y'all with it, because Trae Young got a lot of fans for whatever reason. For that one conference finals run where he shot 40%. But Trae Young, everybody thought the Hawks would do their thing, and going to do their thing this year. When the Hawks are average, I'll put it this way. If the Hawks pivoted to a Jalen Johnson-led system where they kind of make him the man and make Trae Young the feeder, because this is the thing, man. Point guards are supposed to be the feeder. I think we've missed this too, man. There ain't no true point guards no more, in my opinion. When Casual, I had to quill up on the panel last night. And when Casual didn't understand what a point guard was. Because this is the thing, a point guard is like a master controller of the floor. And Chris Paul will be the last point guard, in my opinion, for a while. And there ain't too many real point guards in the league, in my opinion. These are scoring guards who can pass the ball and 4 assists. These are not point guards, man.
What do you think
But
of Tyrese Halliburton?
no, I don't think he's a point guard. I think he's a terrible down the stretch point guard. I think he's another one of these guys that can move the ball for assists, but I don't think he's a tempo setter. I don't think he's a pacemaker. It's a time. I think it's a timing thing. Like Chris Paul was a point. Now here's the problem with Chris Paul. There's something in him where he don't know. I don't think he ever knew when to be a dominant scorer and then the dominant playmaker. And again, in my opinion, a point guard's job is to make everybody else better. So when they sit there and they'll keep saying, "Well, Trae Young got the Hawks to the thing," you realize that the year that they got to the conference finals, there were like 7, 8 guys on the team that averaged double digits. You had John Collins and I'm not even looking at the numbers in front of me. John Collins averaged 17. Clint Capella averaged 15 and 14 that year. He won the rebounding title. It was 6th in defensive player of the year. I mean, you had I think that was the year that Lou Will retired, but even he averaged 10 points in a few games he played. No, he played in the playoffs too. I think he was traded from the Clippers to the Hawks that year, and he averaged double digits. Now, in the playoffs, it was different. Trae averaged 28. And Clint Capella averaged like 10 and 11. But still, he had multiple double-digit scorers. DeAndre Hunter averaged 14. I think that was his rookie year. I believe that was his rookie year. If not, it was his second year. Hunter came in there with the Zion class. So it might have been his second year. Either way, that year, Trae Young was not by himself. But everybody acts like Trae Young. Trae was 11 assists last year. He won the assist title. Somebody asked me, "You think winning an assist title was overrated?" And I said to the guy, "Well, Russell Westbrook won 4. They called him a stat pattern and overrated." So it's funny how we like certain guys and we don't. And there's another guy, Russell Westbrook, would have been a star in every era. He would have been. Hey, AI wasn't by himself too, Rap God. I agree. So, more than me rambling on about this, I'm gonna drop the link. CW, you can drop the link and people could pull up and talk about it, man. Because like I said, I definitely don't want to be the who versus who channel. But this is a very and Scott, I don't know if Scott got put to bed already, but the link is up there, Scott, because as soon as I went live, you was asking for the link. So we got the link on both streams. Anybody want to pull up is welcome to. Like I said, the Cash App in the PayPal information is in there. Anybody wants to donate to the panel, to the channel, will be very much appreciated, man. I'm trying to work on getting some videos out there, my little rants. Really want to improve. Really want to do some video editing, some video work. I was watching. Oh man, I was telling you how I was watching the Melo versus Kobe debate, because even Hawk, Big Hawk, he said Melo. He said something about Melo. I don't know if I misheard him, but he said like Melo. It seemed like Melo shouldn't have been there, or whatever. Boy, Melo and Kobe went at it, man. I'm telling you. So, Brass, I got you on this thing. You got anything on the topic? Like which group of players, the past or the current players? Which one you think would have an easier time in the other era?
All right, so before y'all try to cook me, because y'all tried to cook me last time, what did you say? Yeah.
Well,
y'all
see,
tried to kill me. I was there for the top 10 player vote, and I still want to get to that business, but that's something else. We talk about something else.
Yeah, I remember you. When I did the top 100.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Very popular video on my server. Go ahead.
Okay, so I really said, because I stay consistent on this, I think all great players would have an easier time. I think the average player who don't get his what's so crazy is they have more coaches, but they do less coaching. You understand what I'm saying? It's more of a freestyle game now.
Yeah.
Say again?
I would agree. I was trying to figure. I was following what you said. More coaches, but they do less coaching, and I would agree.
Yeah. So my thing is, the average player is less amenable to coaching now, because you know how I know this, and some star players as well. You know how we know this?
Wow.
Coaches now on the hot seat all the goddamn time. I mean, basically the team, the coaches that there's only one coach. Hold on. Lou, yeah, Lou won in that. Lou won in 16. He's with
hmm
another team. But I'm looking at the coach. Vogel won in 20. He's with another team. Bud won in 21. He got fired. 22 was Kerr. He's the one. I think he's the one that's still with his team. Missoula. Okay, so Missoula and Kerr are the only coaches that won championships in this decade. And I guess you got to give Dagenham too. But you give him a couple of years. Malone has been fired. Bud has been fired. Vogel has been fired, and who will be the others? Because we got 6. Okay, so 3 is with their team. Kerr, Missoula hasn't been fired yet. I mean, you never know if the Celtics don't
I was about to
win.
say the same thing, bro. Let Missoula have
Yeah,
a
but
bad
you
year next year.
Nurse in
They might give
19.
him. They might give him some love. They might give him some grace because Tatum ain't there. They might give
Yeah.
him some grace. They might.
What's up, Siberius? How you doing, bro? So subscribe to Siberius. He's getting his content out. He's doing the rant style contest rant style videos like I do. So
Okay.
salute to the real Siberius. I was listening to he had a really good video himself that I heard the other day. But yeah, it's the fact that the players got so much power. Back in the
Mhm.
day, Pat Riley could put Magic in his place like nothing. You had the most tenured coach obviously had to retire for medical reasons, and that would be Popovich, right?
Mhm.
He yeah, no doubt, Siberius, no doubt. But he Scott, go on, Scott. We're gonna give it to you in a minute, but Brass pulled up first. But again, coaches players got too much power now, and they want to play their own style. And I think it would be harder for them to go and play for a Raleigh or play for a Don Nelson or play for Lenny Wilkins, play for those coaches who were given that. How many of these guys could play for Phil Jackson? Phil Jackson wasn't a strict
Not many in the
disciplinarian.
triangle. Yeah, not many in the
Yeah, I
triangle.
mean,
Yeah.
to play in those styles, those systems, you had to. How many of these guys could play for Larry Brown? I was just talking about Iverson, right? How Iverson was not Larry Brown's type of point guard, but Iverson,
Mhm.
but Iverson, Larry Brown loved him. Somebody loved the hell out of Iverson. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So I mean, even look at guys that came in the '90s like Chauncey Billups. It took him 6 years to find his groove. It took him 6 years because he was bad. He was thought of remember, he was the 3rd pick behind Keith Van Horn and Tim Duncan. He was thought
Mhm.
of as a bust for about 5 or 6 years of his career. And then he found his groove with Larry Brown. It was crazy, right? He played for
Mhm.
D'Antoni. He played for I think he played for Pitino, right?
Mhm.
Again,
Yes.
Rick Pitino, another guy. So a lot of these guys they didn't submit to college coaches because they go one and done. The college coaches like Calipari get them for 1 year, showcase them, and they go straight to the NBA. I think I think a reason these players would have done better
You breaking up.
was on it.
I think there's a couple other things we'd have to consider too. Um, I don't know how much physicality these guys could take going back.
I mess your bandwidth up, bro.
I don't know how much physicality they could take. And then there's another part I always talk about with this generation versus that generation.
Is it
Too
me
much.
or is it you?
No. I can hear you clear. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Mic check. Test it.
Mic check.
Y'all hear me good?
Mic check.
Yeah,
Mic
yeah,
check.
yes.
I can hear you good.
Can y'all throw a 1 up there if y'all hear me well? Because I can't hear my man Brass. He's going in and out. I'm not sure if it's my connection. It says I have good connection on my side. I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi, but I am
Yeah.
connected to data. Let me see if I need to. Actually, I am. Let me see. I am connected without internet.
Let me see if they can hear me.
See, I am connected without.
Oh, they say they hear both of us.
Okay, so you can hear both of us. I couldn't hear Brass.
Okay. Yeah, they can hear the chat.
Yeah, I
says
couldn't
they
hear
can hear both.
Brass.
Can you
Now
hear
I
me
can
now?
hear you good. I just connected to. Yeah, I can hear you now. So I
Okay.
kind of missed what you said. I don't want to.
No. What I was
Can
gonna
you
say
just like
is
sum it up?
no, I was quick. I stopped talking. The I don't think these guys could go back for a number of reasons. I think the
Okay,
screw the physicality alone, in my opinion. I don't think that these
that's one.
guys. I don't think I don't that physicality back then translates to now if the refereeing is the same. But I don't think that these guys could go back to that. It's only a few of the top players I think could go back to that physicality, and that's the heart of it for me. And then as far as like the coaches go, the coaching right now, everybody's running the same system essentially.
There you go.
Everybody's basically running the same thing. Back then, you had a lot of different systems going at each other. So when
Mm-hmm.
you fire that coach, you built your whole team around a system. So when you
Mm-hmm.
hire that coach, you're probably going to get it wasn't player empowerment at the time. So at that time, you was really going to focus on, well, we built this team around this system. It probably makes more sense to get rid of the player versus the coach. Now you got everybody is interchangeable. The players is more in power. And then you got a situation, I land my plane, where pretty much everybody is playing the same, roughly the
Yep.
same kind of
Roughly the
offense.
same thing.
Yeah.
3 point
So
spread
it's
out,
like,
3 and D. Yep.
yeah. So it's like now you just got to get rid of the coach because the coach really don't got much power.
Yep.
He's not bringing anything outside of like look at even Dagenhall. That offense is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. It's a good, and in the half court, their offense is terrible. They
Yep.
win with turnovers and no one can guard Shea Gilgeous plus the foul bait, and so the coaches are a lot less valuable now. Frank
You're
Vogel,
right.
nobody really says for that the title in the bubble. Nobody looked at that and said, you know what, that was Frank Vogel and his what he did. Nah, it wasn't really that. Even Missoula, the same thing that they celebrated. I'll land my plane now. And the same thing that they celebrated when they won the title is probably the thing that's going to get them fired too.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's the crazy part.
Yep. Then that's what my prediction is. He don't last. I don't think he lasts the next 2 years. I don't think he will be a 4 or 5 year coach. And I think he's a pretty good coach. But again, you know what it is? You know as soon as you were talking, these coaches are more babysitters than
Yeah.
actual disciplinarians and innovators. They all now need to coach to the same way that they play now. Spread out
Yep.
3 and D. Spread out
And
3 and D.
AAU, you
Yeah.
got them in that AAU culture. All these guys are
Yep.
friends. So you can't, and they've all been coddled. But these are all guys who, at one time or another, they were considered the greatest guys. They gotten all the perks, and the college coaches have no power. And I think college got a lot to do with it too. That 1 year in
Yep.
college,
Yep.
it's just too much. It's too much now to where you, when you too hard on a player, he's lost, and then the players will side with look at the teams that got culture, like Spoelstra, Miami Heat. They have a culture. They don't
They
even
sure
got to be
do.
that good, but he's gonna stay because you got to fit that culture, not us fit around. You know what I'm saying? Us fit around you.
No doubt. Look, Rap God, coaches are very replaceable. They are. And again,
Yeah.
how many
Facts.
coaches, like, go around the league, how many coaches have had their position more than 5 years? Spoelstra and Kerr. Because even Thibodeau, I believe he was like the third. And mind you, guys have win coach of the year. How many coaches have had their position more than 5 years? If anybody knows anybody else that been in their position more than 5 years, you tell
What
me.
about Carlisle? What about Carlisle?
Carlisle was with he's been with Indiana's for how long? Hold on, let me look it up real quick.
I think maybe Carlisle and maybe Kidd. I could be wrong, but let me see.
Let me look because I think Kidd got to Dallas not that long ago. Hold on, Rick Carlisle.
Well, I know Lou's been there at least
Lou
5
been
years.
there since the bubble. Yeah, he's been there
Yeah,
since the
Lou been
year
there since
before the
5 years.
bubble, I believe. So he's one with 5. He probably the third longest coaching tenure. Hold on one second. Rick Carlisle. His coach of Rick, he got hired by Indiana, and he was with Indiana before. That's crazy. As an assistant back in 2000. So he's only got 4 years. Let me look at Kidd. because he was with Dallas. Now he was with Dallas for a long time. He was with Dallas he was with Dallas up to
Damn,
2021.
no,
I
you're
forgot
right. No,
about
you're
that.
right. It's only Spoelstra and Kerr.
So the kid, by the
Thibodeau,
same token, yes,
yeah,
kid plays Carlisle. I forget Carlisle coached Jalen Brunson there, and that was an
yeah.
issue. Yeah.
And then
I forgot
Donovan,
about that.
Thibodeau just got fired, but Donovan is at exactly 5 years, but he's not passed. Donovan with the Bulls.
Yeah, so Donovan, it's
Yeah,
funny
he's
because
at
Donovan
exactly
bought Dagenham. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like the idea
yeah,
of a
that's
coach being,
crazy.
Lenny Wilkins had the Cavs for how long? I mean, there was certain guys that had George Karl had Denver, and he had Denver for a while. He had Seattle for a long while, and never got, when he got to the one finals. I was talking about how in the Melo conversation how Denver, he came in and said you're overrated. You're that less shrimp, bro. I mean, maybe that was his strange way of trying to keep him motivated, but bro, that was wild. And shout out to Dallas Shrimp. One like Dallas Shrimp was the bomb, but Melo, man, bro. And I was looking at that Melo Kobe dude, man. That was something that I need.
Melo's not like that.
Hawking,
Melo's
I
not.
forgot to give example. Yeah, okay, let's let the youngster on the panel, Scott, give us his take. I'll be right back because I want to send to Johnny the link if he can pull up.
Mhm. My take is that players will struggle. Well, my take is that it depends what era you play in. Like to me, if a guy like Kawhi Leonard played in the '90s, to me he would have been better because he would have been in a more defensive era. He would have been more time with the mid range and off ball was more potent back then. To me, he would have been better. But to me, you put a guy like Magic Johnson in the 2000s. To me, he would have been worse. So to me, it depends what era you're
Why you
gonna
think Magic would be worse?
in the 2000s. Yes.
Yeah, why? Why was
That's a tough statement.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
tough statement.
do you feel like because it was slower that Magic would struggle in a slower pace?
Yeah, it's slower. You have to. It's more a half court based game, and Magic did have a good. He won't be the Magic in the '80s. To me, he'd be like a debatable top 5, but I don't see him being top 3.
Okay. I mean,
I think positionless basketball.
Shout out to Iron Man.
A 6'9" point guard, positionless basketball, pace and space, and you're talking about that kind of vision in this 3-point era. I don't know, and it's like I said with me.
I'm talking about the 2000s. I'm talking about.
I am too. Because I have a thing where I say some people it ain't just basketball; they're special.
Yeah.
And I can't say that he wouldn't. There's some people that I think will translate any era, and I think he's one of them because there's also he's just special. Magic was, he's special for any era, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, but I respect yours.
Yeah, I think Magic would be fine in the 2000s. Matter of fact, I think he would pretty much thrive there, depending on the team. Now, it depends on what team he went to, but imagine Magic with Shaq.
Jesus Christ,
that's insane.
If Ben Simmons had those few good years, what are y'all? How are you telling me Shaq ain't?
What'd you
Scott.
say?
No, Ben Simmons could do what he did. And remember, he was one of the people act like Ben Simmons was trash all the way, but Magic damn sure could have thrived in this era with Ben Simmons.
No, I'm saying the 2000s.
He was saying the 2000s.
I don't think Magic would have thrived as much he did in the '80s.
Man, if he was on
so let me tell me, hey Scott, give me a coach you think he couldn't have played for or wouldn't have played him.
No, I don't think the 2000s. The 2000s. What's the 2000s playing style doesn't benefit Magic.
Well, it benefited Jason Kidd.
Yeah, in an era where you can't touch the player neither. That's something we got to add. You can't touch him. Imagine.
I say Magic will be. I say Magic will be debatable top 5, but not top 3.
You realize Joe Johnson, body type, speed, tempo. Joe Johnson thrived in the 2000s. You know, he was especially
Yeah,
with the
but
isolation.
Joe Johnson is not the caliber of player that I'm going to compare to Magic.
No,
So
well,
That's
you're
the
just
point
saying,
I'm making is because Joe Johnson was a scorer. Now, Magic is an all-around player who could score. Again, oh, matter of fact, I gave Travis the link to. I hope he pulled up because
Man,
he's one guy.
Magic would kill zone defense.
yeah, Jesus Christ. I was just thinking
He would
about that.
destroy
like
those zone
Yeah.
there's
defense.
less spacing in the 2000s than there was in the 80s.
So what? So
Yeah, I mean,
you
Magic
think
was
you
still
think
fine.
Magic couldn't operate? You think Magic couldn't operate in tight spaces?
See, now you
He
asking what
could,
Magic would do. Who would be
but
able to guard Magic?
there's gonna be more athletic wings that gonna make him more. It's gonna make Magic more difficult.
It's funny because again, I don't. I mean, like I'm because I think y'all look at man. I think I'm guessing where you're going. You're looking at Magic as a slower type of player
Mhm.
who. Again, I'm looking at Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce won a
Facts. Yeah, that's big facts.
lightning quick guy. Joe Johnson, they wasn't lightning quick. These guys averaged great scoring numbers. Joe Johnson was looked at as a mini Magic at first. They thought he would play point guard. Again, Steve Smith. Steve
Yeah,
Smith played in these years.
to me,
Lamar
Magic
Odom.
Johnson would have been in the Jason Kidd, Steve Nash tier. That would
Yeah,
be
but
the
Jason
What are you talking about?
Jason Kidd and Steve Nash aren't 6'9".
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
six
That's
I'm
nine.
talking about
that's the
2000
biggest difference right
specifically.
there. No,
And
I'm not saying I'm not saying them specifically. I'm saying Jason Kidd. Remember, when we're talking about Magic Johnson, he's 6'9" doing all of this too. So it's not. This is not. Who's gonna guard him? That's like we're
who is
talking about
Magic gonna
what
guard?
he's gonna do. He
Who
can
is
guard. Who
Magic? And
couldn't he?
also,
Who could? Wait. If Caruso, who couldn't he guard in this league
he
right now?
couldn't. Magic couldn't guard quick guards. He
He
couldn't
wouldn't
guard.
have. Steph Curry
They,
can't guard quick guards,
they
and
would
he's
put
a
him on
top
a. They would
10.
put
He's
him
a
on a.
top
Yeah,
5 player.
but Steph is more portable in my opinion in
They
different
would put him on a
eras.
forward. They would
Yeah,
put
you could
Magic
put him
on
on a
forward.
center.
What they
These ain't
did,
no
you can put
centers.
them on
You
a
could,
full
you
team.
could put him on a big.
Yeah, you could put him
Lots of
on
cross
you could put him
markets.
on a non-shooting center. That's where you can find Magic's defensive ability. You could
You
put him.
don't like Magic Johnson, do you?
I
Yeah, a
know,
lot
right?
of these guys though. A
Yeah,
lot of these
I'm
guys
sensing
look.
some Magic Johnson slander.
I mean,
No,
you're
I'm
I
talking
don't know how I
about the
feel
lead.
about it.
You're talking about the leader of the best fast break.
Yeah,
Again, somebody called this cat a fast break merchant on the Player's Choice in
he
their chat. And I'm
he
just
is.
this is why I gotta have a YouTube channel, man. This is why I gotta have a platform, man. You know, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, whatever. When I figure those out, I'm gonna be on there talking my shit. You know, when I figure out how to promote the stream everywhere, that's what because y'all need help, bro. Y'all need. Let me ask you this: do you think Trey Young could have played? Who you think Trey Young would have played for and did what he like? You think Trey Young would have been like a 30-12 guy or something like that? Scott.
In the 2000s, no.
What about the '90s? You think he would have killed in the '90s?
I think, yeah, he'd been better in the 90s.
You
okay.
think
Can
he
I
would have
just
been better
ask?
than Mahmoud Abdul Rauf?
They're on the same tier.
Oh, see. Okay, so let me ask you a question, real quick. What do you remember the physicality of the '90s? I would suffice to say
Dude, the
some of
only
these
teams that were
guards.
physical like that were the Knicks, the Heat,
No, they
and
all were
maybe
physical.
Yeah,
Those are just
no,
the
not
teams
all
you
teams were
saw.
everybody had a
physical.
bruiser.
Yeah, they
Everybody had a
all were
bruiser.
physical.
The
Those
Suns
are
didn't
just the
have a
teams you
bruiser.
saw on TV.
The
Hold
Suns
on,
didn't
they
have.
all were physical. You just saw
You
them
The
know
as
who
Suns did
David
not have.
West was, sir? You know who
yeah.
David West was, sir?
David West, come on, David West. No,
Yeah,
Yeah.
David West. Yeah, David
no,
West.
I'm not entertaining David West.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
Charles Barkley was pretty physical
No,
himself when he wanted
Charles
to be.
Barkley's not a bruiser. He's not a good. He's not. He's a.
You
He's
know
a
how many
terrible.
hard fouls he put on Shaq?
Yeah.
Why do you think that they had that fight famously?
Yeah.
Okay,
Trey
I'm not
Young.
talking about
I'm
one or
I'm
two
gonna say
instances.
this.
I'm talking about consistently being a great physical defender. Barkley
Okay,
was a
you know
terrible defender.
you didn't name the Pistons. I mean the Pacers, right? The Davis
They
the
didn't.
They
Davis
had
boys.
4 of them.
They
They had
weren't
4 of
physical.
them.
They were just a good fundamental team.
Man, Trey Young would fear that Bulls team, man. If
The only
those
team
guards were
that
coming
were
at
Could
him,
physical in the
y'all
90s was the
imagine?
Bulls, the Heat,
Can you
the
imagine
Knicks,
Trey
and
Young?
the Pistons.
Could you
That's the
imagine Trey
only teams I
Young
can
trying
name.
to nutmeg or show up one of them guys or be bowing at half court and all of that?
oh, yeah,
He'd
man,
be
I
I
think
out
would.
Trey
for the
Young would have
season.
been less
He
a
would be
version
out
of
for the
Kevin
season after
Johnson.
that.
Trey
And I'm
Young,
gonna tell you, and it's Go ahead.
No. Trey Young still weighs all of about 160 pounds.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
you know how
He doesn't
guys think
translate.
that, like you'll look at Moses Malone and they'll be like Moses Malone was 210 because that's what he was as a rookie. Kevin McHale was like 190 something as a rookie, but they'll put their rookie height and weight, and then it's like they never gained any pounds. Like they don't weigh them again, and like by the time you're in year 15, they're still listing them at 220. Trey Young is still 160. He's
And you're
160.
talking.
And there's
Yeah,
another myth that I hate that small players couldn't survive in the 90s. Yes,
they wouldn't
could.
be able to. No, they
They
wouldn't.
would.
Mark
I'm gonna
Price.
tell you. Look at Stephon Marbury, right? Stephon Marbury came in '96. He was one and done. He went 1 year to Georgia Tech. When he
Mark
came
Price.
in, he said Mookie Blaylock put me in a blender with his strength. And Stephon Marbury, you started seeing by 2000, he hit the weight room. He went the weight room instantly. Because he couldn't, he was not letting, he's like, bro, these guys are too strong for me. I'm a 19-year-old.
Mark Price weighed 170. Stockton
So what?
weighed from Stockton
Price
was able to have a long, successful career by weighing.
Stockton was one of the dirtiest basketball players in the Jerry
I don't
Jones
think you
system in
understand how
history.
physical these guys were.
People were afraid of John.
Steph
when we talk
weighs more
about
than
physical basketball,
Price and Stockton. He could survive in the 90s.
You know who body type remind me of Trey Young? Kenny Anderson, very skinny, but Kenny Anderson, and Trey Young's handle is great, but Kenny Anderson is so much better than Trey Young. It's not even funny, bro. Kenny Anderson was that dude.
Yeah, he's
way
a better
better.
player. And then on top of that, with Trey Young, there's so many things in his game that wouldn't the half court threes that wouldn't translate.
Yeah, the
and then on top of that, back then efficiency was way more important than it is now, even with analytics. That he gets a lot of assists, but he gets a lot of turnovers too. So I'm telling you, it's not. His game doesn't translate.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm sorry to put you on it, but Scott. If you didn't shoot 45%, coaches didn't want. They damn sure didn't want to start you. They didn't want to play you if you wasn't a 45% shooter. Trey Young shoots 42, 41, 43. When he got to the conference final, but see now because of the analytics, they look at the 3-point value and they say, okay, well he's shooting 50% total shooting percentage. They didn't look at total shooting percentage back in the 90s. They looked at field goal percentage. If I drew up a play for you to get the shot, what is the likelihood you're going to make it? 45% was acceptable. They wanted everybody shooting 50%. A lot of guys, especially your main scorers, shot 50%. Jordan shot 50%. Mullins shot 54%. I mean, you got Stockton, Stockton was shooting 54% because he was skilled. He was quick. Mark, you talk about Mark Price.
Isaiah didn't shoot 45%.
And then also, he's 170 pounds. Let's not forget, you got hand checking. There's no defensive three. There's no defensive.
That would make Steph better.
If somebody put a hand on, if you could grab Steph and they don't call it, you could hold them with your hand and not call it.
Steph would destroy because of his handles. You can't hand check Steph because of his handles. Like
nah. Because even in this era, I'm gonna tell you this. Even in this era, the majority of him is off screens, this, that, and the other, and he come off one of them screens and somebody would kill him. Like somebody would literally just
and they would make the habit. They would make that, especially when he talks that jump.
Yeah, he starts shimmying and doing all of that stuff. Yeah,
Steph will make bigs come out of the lane.
They're not gonna
be on the perimeter.
No, they're just gonna hit him, and he's just not gonna do it again.
Yeah,
they're gonna hit him again.
That will make Steph better because
no, he's not gonna do it again. He's gonna hit. They're gonna hit him. Remember, early in his career, he had ankle issues. They would take advantage of that back then. And then on top of that, with Trey Young, another part to his game that wouldn't translate back then, he gets 8 to 10 points just on free throws hunting. They wouldn't even make them calls back then. I know, but I'm saying I'm trying to no, they weren't. There was less fouls called, and if you did all of that jumping into the 3 side and the other, those aren't fouls back then. That's play on. They would just play on.
Yup. They wouldn't even call that happening.
You can't check Steph because of his handles. You can't hand check Steph because of his handles.
This is what
everybody got a plan until they get hit. Everybody has a plan until they get hit.
Just because you get hit does not mean that's the end all be all.
You ever been hit on the basketball court and nobody called it?
Yes.
No, I'm talking about continuously. Derek Harper,
Yes, bro.
Anthony
Yes,
Mason,
yes, bro.
those kinds of
Mhm.
guys. Yeah. No,
Yes,
I
bro.
don't think his game translates. I just
And
don't.
Steph would and Mark Price was
Nah,
able to
nah, I don't think
translate.
he.
Steph would.
And I don't even know why you keep saying Mark Price.
Mark
I
Price
hear
trans.
you, but he came
Mark
up in that
Price is
era.
quick. Mark Price can get a shot all over the court.
Same
Yeah.
with Steph.
Exactly.
Same with Steph.
Nah.
Steph is
Price was
quick.
bigger though,
They were
bulkier.
no, they weighed about the same. They same.
Steph,
I looked
I
it up.
say
They weighed
this.
about the same. I think Steph weighs heavier.
Steph needs more. Steph needs a lot of screens to get his shot, especially with him being shooting those open 30-footers. Again, they're not letting you take those shots in the previous era, Scott. I'm
Steph can
telling
create
you.
his own shot.
You understand why Steph dropped to number 7? They actually thought he would drop into the teens at draft night. They really thought, in
I
mind you,
know
this is
the
2009. Like they really did not like him as a pro. Why
no
do you think he went to Davidson and not
because they don't like small. They don't like small. Well, I'm not saying Steph at his peak has some athleticism to him, but they don't like small, not very freak
okay.
athletes like Steph who relies so much on shooting, tough shooting.
That's what I'm
They like,
saying.
but even then, Steph showed that he proved them wrong, and guys like John Wall, Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, who has more physical attributes than Steph, they just don't have the skill that Steph has.
And I get that.
No.
See, Steph had to transcend, right? He had to transcend and he had to just keep being successful at the level he was at. Again, he was a 2-star recruit. He was in the class of 2007 was that class, right? No, 2006. He was like the 140 something ranked player in the country. No one really thought he would be a big time player. Same with his brother, unfortunately, crazy, right? But
Hmm.
again, it was like you had to have a certain level of physicality. It was started to be legislated out of the game. So they didn't. I mean, obviously, Steph had to prove them wrong. Now, again, he took a lot of uh, it, hits on them ankles, and his ankle kept him out of a lot of games. You know what I'm saying? Like it was him having the ankle issues in this, that, and the third. That's why he missed a lot of games. Again, it took him 4 or 5 years to become. That's why I say when y'all put him in the top 10, most other top 10 players they came in, they were superstars already. Steph wasn't a
But
superstar as a rookie,
but I
and
think
you want to
Steph
No.
is
talk
the
about.
exception, though. I think Steph's the exception. To me, he's the
I mean,
exception.
it is an
But I,
exception
but
Yeah,
I,
because
we're also talking about Steph. Steph almost got traded. So
Yeah,
yeah,
let's
it
remember
doesn't matter.
like there was a
But it
time when they thought Monte
yeah. They
better
want to
than
keep
Steph
Monte
Curry.
Ellis
but
Yeah, so let's be real.
it
No,
doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter because
because they
Steph
were
has
mad
almost
when he
done
was
it.
traded.
But it doesn't matter because Steph is at the end of his career. He has the peak. He has the longevity. The
no,
playoff success is there.
no, we're not talking about how bad he is now. I'm just trying to say when they
I,
say
I,
like he
I,
was just hold on. When they say that he was just like this like untouchable guy,
no,
I
I know he
I, I
wasn't.
de-
Out the
hold
gate, he
on. I'm not
wasn't.
saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying that's like a thing they tend to overlook when they say like, well, he should be a top this and the other. They forget there was a time when the Warriors his ankle issues were so bad that they were about to trade him and they valued Monte Ellis more. Like, so there's a time when he wasn't, those top 10 players, they didn't have those kinds of times in their career where they were like, oh, yeah, I think I'm going to trade him for somebody else. That was never a conversation for them.
Yeah. Steph had a rocky start. Well, he had a terrible start to his career.
Yeah, they were
But to me,
booing.
what he is,
They were booing
to
him.
me, what he has done these past 11, 12 years, to me, that warrants top 10.
see, and I get it. See, that's the
I
thing.
can't
You
put
have
11 years against, not 11 years against somebody's whole career. Can't do it.
and
Yeah.
again, that's one thing that I hold against Steph. But by the same token, right? We talk about a Trey Young. Trey Young walk. I mean, Steph walked so Trey Young could fly. Like a guy like Trey Young would have probably been a late first round pick too if Steph didn't come in having the success he did. Now look, Steph is a lot more efficient and all that. It's weird. Steph had to put the people on notice. I think he took Davidson to the Elite Eight, right?
Yeah,
C Dub.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like,
because here in North Carolina, we were watching. Everybody
yeah,
was on the Davidson bandwagon all of a sudden when they got to that Elite Eight. Yeah.
yeah. And then
But
you had
even after that, it didn't translate to draft success. I mean, you had teams pick 2 guards, 2-point. I mean, they were wrong in hindsight, but they were 2. I think didn't one team pick damn near 2-point guards before they picked him?
I think it was the Timberwolves.
It was the Timberwolves picked. Wasn't it Flynn and Rubio? Flynn and Rubio, wasn't it? Yeah. So apparently they didn't see it. They didn't see it either.
Yeah, the first was they didn't think that Steph could play the point guard. He was a 2 guard at Davidson. He played the 2. Shout out to who told me that Rap God, I believe, said that. Yeah, Johnny Flynn and Ricky Rubio. And yeah, Rap God said that yes, Steph was a shooting guard at Davidson. So see Scott, what you do is, and I understand this because Steph was drafted the year you were born. You always look at the hindsight. I try to come from the how they will view coming into the league. Because you got to understand, bro. There's one thing you got to understand. To even get to the point where you can do what Steph did, a coach has to believe in you and put you in the game. You understand what I'm saying? Steph had a talent. Like, people realized that the 3-point shot was coming into the game the way it was. So they knew Steph was going to be drafted by somebody. Again, as I sit there, like, I get on Donnie Wilson.
They thought he was going to be a more JJ Redick. That's why he
Yeah, they thought he could have been a JJ Redick. Shout out to T Perfect that just pulled up. But yeah, you know, I get on Donnie Walsh for not making the trade up to get Steph. I always felt like, bro, give a later first round pick. If you knew that Steph was going to be that guy, I still criticize Donnie Walsh to this day. Why would you sit there and let Minnesota take two point guards? I understand Rubio was still in his Spanish league contract or whatever. And so Minnesota probably their plan was, but you still could have, like, look at the point guards that came after Steph. Jeff T, Collinson, Brandon Jennings, Drew Holiday was drafted in that. That was the draft with the most good point guards I've ever seen. Like, they had at least 7 or 8.
Won that draft. That's crazy.
Remember Ty Lawson.
Yeah.
Who else was somebody later on?
I think
Darren Collison was in that draft.
Oh, that's another Hoover. I remember too. Another thing about Steph, people don't talk about it, and they kind of glance past it when they start talking about top 10s, and that's another. I would consider Steph a negative defender on the court. So we're talking about, like, he literally plays one. He might, as great as he plays offense, is as bad as he is on defense. He's a target. Like, he's a constant target. Or if you you would just pick and roll him to death to get him in there, and you'd always have to consider that. It's just he's so great on the other side of the court. We forget that he doesn't play defense at all. He's a terrible defender.
Yeah, and you really he's the guy that you got to see. Now you got guys that you quote unquote say you hunt them. Back in the day, you played one-on-one. If you wasn't good one-on-one defense,
you didn't get on the court.
And you still gotta play a certain level. See, long as people say you play no defense, look, it's like Trae Young, and I'm a critic of him as well. He has no, like his size. He don't have it.
He's just
Jalen Brunson. Yeah, it's too little too open. So really, what you can do is you have to put them on the weaker guard, or like Jalen Brunson winds up. Sometimes he winds up guarding a 3. But if you got your 1, 2, and 3, cook Jalen Brunson. You gotta pray that he can guard whoever's on it.
You gotta have if you got Trae Young, you have to have Dyson Daniels. You have to. There's no. If you got Steph Curry, you have to have Clay in his prime. You got Jalen Brunson, you have to have Anunoby and Hart. Like, there's no the second defender got to be amazing because they're just so bad or they're just so little.
As I said with the Hawks, Dyson Daniels there to make up for everything Trae Young can't do on defense. You know what I'm saying?
And he's a hell of a defender.
Oh, so Travis, what's going on, man? So the topic, I don't know if you saw it before you pulled in. But the topic is which would the current players do better switch swapping errors with the past, any of the skill from 2009 on, or would those players have a better chance playing in today's era? What are your take on it?
My take on that would be that's so hard to say because obviously you want to say that the best players from any era could translate just because of their IQ level and their natural
That's
skill, right?
exactly what
But
I said. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, but if you're talking just like the wholesale
the
rosters
average
and
player
stuff,
overall. Yeah.
yeah. So if the average player would just say, I mean, it really just depends because they can all hoop, right? Like they're gonna grow up and like if you just put them in there, if you put them in there from today and then like they immediately have to adjust to the rules with no prep time or anything, then it's tough. But in like the style, but if you put them in there and they grew up like with the same thing, same style, same, I think they could, but just the way the game is played. I think if you had to juxtapose them immediately, then I think the guys from like the early 2000s would probably be the best transitions just because they were so gritty and tough and like I think there was like a better coalescence of natural talent like during that decade, early 2000s, to 2010, like the best coalition of talent we've ever seen, just in my opinion. But I think they would probably be the best squad if you put them in an area. But it's such a weird question, you can't really definitively say that.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause my take on it is again, the players that are more amenable to coaching would have had the best success swapping errors because obviously the play style was completely different, right? The play style now you have so much of a copycat league where back in the day, and we went through this, right? We went through this before you got up here. We found what there's like 3 coaches with more than 5 years tenure in their coaches, and I think that's Kerr, Lou, and Popovich obviously dropped out because of his health. So you got Kerr, Lou, and who's the other one?
Yeah, it
Spoelstra.
was Kerr. Yeah,
Also,
Kerr and
yeah.
Spoelstra got more than 5, and there
Yeah,
was a couple others, Donovan, Lou.
who had
They
he's
both
at
got
five.
they had exactly 5. Yeah, they're
Mm,
exactly 5.
Yeah. So back in the day, you had coaches that you were playing their style, like a Larry Brown. And he didn't have tenure because he couldn't stay at the same job. But Larry Brown got full carte blanche to run squad their way. Nowadays, the coach is more like a babysitter, and you
mhm.
don't have even Spoelstra is not the most intimidating guy, right? He had Riley over him to have his back, but Ty Lue, I mean, he's another player's coach. The Kerr is just because of the success they've had in the 9 years he's been there. The only like disciplinary coach is he just had to retire because of his health issues. And that would be Popovich. So you don't even have even of the guys with the long tenure. You don't have anybody that's like Mr. Disciplinarian. Well, meanwhile, you had Pat Riley, as you said, famously said, he shitted on Magic Johnson again. You know, I
Mm.
mean, and I ask you, how many of these guys could have played for Phil Jackson in their triangle?
Well,
How many?
to go along with or to piggyback off of your question again, like there are certain players I think whose games, if we're just talking today, right, whose games would be better suited today. Like you think about a guy like Glenn Rice, right, or Reggie Miller. Those guys would be way better than today because their skill set would be tailored for today's game, right? Like
Uh huh.
and like they wouldn't just be role players. Like I think Glenn Rice would be a probably top 5 player in the league today. I mean, maybe not that way, but he would be
Yeah,
amazing.
no, he would be
And like,
amazing. Yeah,
yeah, guys like Vashawn Leonard, guys who could shoot 3, could play defense on the perimeter, and who maybe weren't just utilized. They weren't taking 8, 9 threes a game because that wasn't in the team schematics, right? Like you weren't going to be, doing that and still getting Ewing or Alonzo Mourning or Shaq his shots, right? Guys like Dennis Scott, like all these players would I think be better today in some regards, and I think guys like Giannis could play in any era. Tough guys. Wemby is probably going to be the same. I mean, just you can take some of the best players and like put them anywhere, but it's fun to think about.
Yeah, and see, even my thing, even when you look at Giannis, right, he's going to be used in a certain way. They're going to. I mean, it really would take a coach to like. It's funny because Jason Kidd was the guy that first believed that he could be a point forward, right? And he started using him at the point his second or third year in the league. So if it wasn't for Jason Kidd, I believe you wouldn't see this Giannis. Like he would have probably been. Because remember, Giannis is a special case where he came in and he was 6'8", 190,
Mm.
and he had the growth spurt to get him up to 6'11", 240. You know, he filled. He's like 250 solid now, right? 6'11.
Yeah.
So you know, he actually grew into his body in the
Comment.
league. You know,
I got an even better. I got an even better take on. Well, not a better, but a different take on Giannis. I don't think they would have found Giannis back then. Like you got to
Possible.
remember the level of scouting and how
Yeah,
you
that's
even
true.
find a Giannis. Back then,
True.
they wouldn't even. He'd still be over there playing basketball. He wouldn't. They
So
would have
now,
never
so now
found him.
let's imagine. That's cool. You're right. Let's imagine Giannis being after the Dream Team. Because remember, but again, people don't realize what the Dream Team did. The
Right.
Dream Team opened up the world to the league, and the league to the world. Because as I like to tell people that there was a ban. NBA owners did not let their players play in the Olympics. They didn't want they felt like they owned the players and they didn't want the injury risk. Well, I'm playing you. I don't want you playing in the summer because you could get hurt and I'm stuck for the money. But it took David Stern realizing, hey, look, we're gonna if the dream team, like the money and the marketing we could do behind sending these guys to Barcelona is gonna and then obviously the ban on players playing for the Olympics came up, and now you had other European players coming up. But you're right about that; they would not have scouted him in Greece.
Yeah, he would
You
have
know
never
what I'm saying?
found him.
But
Would have
let's
never
just
found him.
say, he came in after the Dream Team. Then yeah, let's say in the '90s and 2000s, yeah, he wouldn't have been playing in the '80s, but he would have played in probably the late '90s. Because again, Dirk is another one that said, look, if it wasn't for the Dream Team, I'd have spent my whole career in Germany.
Yeah.
One
You
thing though,
know,
Ro, that I just wanted to comment because you said the other day though, speaking of the Dream Team, I just gotta disagree with you when you said that Magic Johnson was the most overrated player in history. I don't buy into that.
we was talking about Magic. That's what reminded me to send you the link when they was talking about Scott was talking about Magic. Hey Scott, because I had to go send out the link to Johnny and JB. What did you say about Magic specifically? Hey Scott, you there?
No.
Oh, okay.
Scott's
He's
dead.
probably brushing his teeth. But no, Scott Magic. I think he was saying Magic is too slow. His playing style wouldn't have worked in the early 2000s for whatever reason. I had to remind him, Joe Johnson, Steve Smith. These are guys that with the Magic prototype, they were all playing very well. And Magic was better than him at
Magic's
any
style would
level.
definitely work because it was a slow pace, right? And but he wouldn't have to worry about
It was
guarding.
it was grind out, and he was
Yeah.
and again he's a fast break wizard. Again, remember when we did the street ball tournament? I'm like, what the fuck? Magic is like don't know what to do on fast breaks. Like I don't know.
That's hilarious, right?
Like I've never like Magic is going to Magic. Again on Player's Choice. When somebody in that chat called Magic a fast break merchant, I'm like, bro, what are you guys doing at Player's Choice? Because I don't want no dummies like that in my chat. And if I find them, shout out to Mar. I don't know. You probably pulled up with Mar, boy. He raised quit like 6 times.
Oh, I was there. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, Mar is probably still because I see Lamont and FYF. They're doing they're doing
Another
their
blast
stream
from the
on TikTok now, and then they're recording it on TikTok, and then
I
they're
just hate
putting
that
it.
FYF has turned into just a LeBron glaze fest. It used to be where you could pull up and talk about.
Yeah.
You could bank on him having interesting topics. Now it's just the same thing. It's LeBron.
So
Get the word out.
look. I hope this is an interesting topic. As I said, I know it's going. If certain people pull up, it's going to delve into that 23 versus 23 thing we do, right? But again, this came with me, Mar, and Hawk. Big Hawk was in the back, and CW. We were talking behind the scenes, and I think there was a casual, not Mar, casual. He asked this question, and we had a discussion off of that. I said, "Look, you guys just made my show to tomorrow."
Speaking of CW,
So-
I got to get another piece of CW in a debate.
Oh,
So that's
listen, we gotta put that back up, man. It's good. It's Scott. Now, Scott did say something. He said something that I guess he was proven right on, that his Isaiah wasn't a 45% shooter. Now he shot 45% for his career. But I think something you need to understand, Scott, Isaiah was a shot creator. Isaiah had that Kobe green light where he was a guy that was gonna shoot all over the court. He was an elite scorer, even though you're not looking at 25 points a game or stuff like that. But he was an elite shot creator where he has the green light to be the engine that the Pistons were. If you go back and watch, he didn't have to be a 48, 49%, 50% type shooter, but he still did most of the years average 45% shooting. So again, 40 like if you weren't 40, if you didn't shoot 45, most coaches didn't want you. Isaiah was a superstar at every single level. Like Isaiah didn't have the Steph Curry label. Isaiah was that guy from St. Joe's to Indiana to the Pistons. Isaiah was an absolute superstar. So, CJ, what's going on, man?
He also had some. There's certain things you can't measure
What's
though.
up, fellas?
Even when you talk about
Yeah.
stats, remember how clutch he was though. Remember how much of a competitor. Now you can't gauge that, but you're talking about a guy who beat Bird in their time. He beat Bird, Magic, and Jordan. So you're talking about a guy who you can't say it right because it don't translate. But his clutchness, the 25 on a bad ankle in the finals, losing to the Celtics, coming back, beating the Celtics, beating Magic, beating up Jordan, beating up all the guys.
Beating the Bulls, beating
you can't measure what he got. You can't measure what that guy was. He was special in Indiana. He was special in high school. He's just always been special.
That's a great take.
Yeah. Now look at one thing you left out, and I want to ask this question. Because Hawk is here. I left the link in the chat for you, Hawk. Because I want you to put whenever you get a chance. I know you be on the road and everything, so let me know when you can drop in. But one thing you left out was one of the great scoring duels, great scoring duels of all time that I was him versus Bernard King in that Knicks Pistons series, and the Knicks pulled it out. 1-5, I believe, and then they lost to the. But that was again, Scott. You got to realize, and Scott, I don't know where you at. I don't know if you listening or not. Yeah, I got you, Hawk. Whenever you pull up, let me know. But Hawk is another one because he said something about Melo. Hawk is my dude, but he said something about Melo. I had to go back and really look at the highlights. I want to look at the whole game film. But another one of the great scoring duels of all time was Kobe versus Melo in that 09 conference final.
My favorite series.
So can y'all bring up some of the great scoring duels? Not duos, but duels. Two great scorers on obviously. I don't know how many times obviously every time you saw Dominique and Matt and Jordan go at it, you knew it was great.
You could say like
Dominique and Bird too. Dominique and Bird had
Hakeem Shaq.
When did they play in the playoffs? Y'all remember? I'm sure they did.
No, it wasn't a playoff. It wasn't a playoff game. I just don't remember when it was.
Okay, but for the whole because I'm thinking about a whole series where you got
Hakeem
great scorers.
Shaq, you got like
Hakeem Shaq was a great one.
I mean, obviously you got like like Jordan whenever he would go get
Bird. Dominique was 88.
Okay,
Eastern Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man pulled up. I'm glad Iron Man pulled up because he said something earlier that I found interesting. He said King could play at every era. Now, Iron Man, if you believe that, then why you be hanging out with the FYF dudes? The ones that call Keem overrated.
Hakeem? Oh yeah, Hakeem, we could do it.
Yeah, I'm just.
You remember? You remember Jordan Barkley in the finals?
Yep.
Jordan Barkley in the finals. That was a great one.
Both had 42. And then
that was a great one. And when they played in Philly, the 2 times they played in Philly was a great duel as well.
But remember the bubble. I know people don't like to bring up the bubble, but remember Murray and Mitchell in the bubble?
Oh, that was
Oh
a good.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. I ain't gonna lie. I don't
Yeah,
care about
they
the.
both was
It
getting,
was
they
the
both
bubble,
was
but
dropping 50. They both was doing 50.
Bron and KD. I know that's an easy one, but Bron and KD.
Bron and
Yeah.
KD, yes,
Facts.
all three, they were great. I mean, I believe KD got the best of them all 3 times. Even the first one when they lost, I believe it. But
Kobe versus KD and
Westbrook,
what's it, Westbrook in 2010. That was
that was a great
Kobe
one
just
too.
soloing people.
What about you got KD versus Harden in the 18 conference finals, right?
Yeah,
KD Harden.
yeah.
So with Curry in there, Chris Paul was part of it. Big Gordon, Ray Allen. 09 playoffs. I gotta go back and look at that. Oh look, hey, what is the Bull fan? I gotta see what. Don't tell me Big Gordon averaged like 19 points a game.
Gordon.
You know one of the most legendary scoring duels in college. Ray Allen versus Iverson. Anytime.
In the Big East tournament, no, but I'm talking about the Big East tournament when Ray Allen hit that windmill. I mean the scissor kick mid range to win the Big East title. That game.
I remember going to the
when
Big
he
East.
hit the game winning shot. I was there. That's how much I love.
What about
I used to
Shaq
go-
versus Todd McCullough? Pretty good right there.
Yeah, I can't do that, but I got you.
Yeah, Travis always. But nah, look, we went through some great scoring duels, man. Here's the problem today: you don't have too many big man duels, bro. The McGraw. When the
You ain't
last
got no
time
damn
we
big
had
men.
a
You got no big men.
mano big man 5-7 game. I mean, honestly, let's go to this one. It was no shit because they didn't play the Clippers. So it wasn't no Zubac versus Jokic. Like you didn't see Joke. You don't
We
see
had
Jokic.
Giannis Jokic a couple times this year that was pretty good.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the playoffs. I'm saying
Yeah,
like
in the playoffs,
I'm
you
talking about
don't really get that
playoff
anymore.
duel.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get them in the regular season every night. And see, now the big men be ducking each other. I remember one time Jokic and Embiid had that smoke full. But again, these are flying games. I want a playoff 5 or 7 game series scoring duel or big man duel. You don't get it no more, man.
No, you definitely get. Oh, that's a good one though, right there. AI and Kobe from Round God in 01.
Yeah, that was a good one. Definitely.
What
But you got
about
Shaq.
what about AI and Vince? How was that
Shaq and
series
Tim
with
Duncan?
AI and Vince?
You said
Yeah,
Shaq and Tim
yeah.
Duncan? Yeah, Shaq and Tim. But see, that's what I'm saying. You got to go
AI
back to
Vince and AI Ray
last
Allen
time
that
they
same
played
year.
in the playoff. Iron Man was like 04, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying that's 21 years ago. Like we don't have
You
it
asked me a
anymore.
question.
Oh, I
He
thought
wrote you asked me a question.
Oh no, because I thought you were the one that said about Shaq and Duncan having a big man duel.
No, I said that Hakeem Olajuwon can play in this era. That's why I was
facts.
saying.
I mean, you could say AD and
I also
Jokic.
think Gary Payton can play in this era too.
Yeah, okay. So, no, I'm just like, so if you feel that way, why you be hanging out with FYF? Because they stay shitting on Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm just fucking with you. I know you ain't gotta agree everything they say, but I'm just saying, like you need to call them motherfuckers out because that's some bullshit.
Everything
I
that
do this
Lamont
they was just on TikTok.
I don't agree with
I just
everything
see him on
Lamont
TikTok.
say.
Yeah, I know they on TikTok now. I was trying to figure out how to I can't find TikTok live,
Bro,
man.
I literally debated Brandon about Hakeem not being a top 10 player of all time.
Oh, did you?
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, y'all really don't think?
Yeah.
Don't
Brandon's
people
another
think
one.
Hakeem wouldn't be able to
Brandon.
Yeah, he doesn't think he is. I say he's top 5. But I was
Brandon
thinking
and
top 10.
Johnny and FYF, they all on that bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
I don't
I
like.
think they be looking at Hakeem like and other players for success and not his impact. Because you just look at his impact with like one
his
of the least
impact
help.
is top 5.
I know. He agreed with everything Lamont said, boy. That is a Lamont sycophant. If it ever was one, he always would pull up here when
Whatever,
I'm
bro.
talking
You don't
about
even have
LeBron.
Duncan top 10. I don't want to hear from you.
Yeah, no, I don't have Duncan top 10. I'm 13. I'm 13. I ain't that bad. Shit.
Oh,
Jesus.
13 is not that bad.
You got Hakeem 13?
No, you got Tim Duncan 13.
See, that's not bad. That's not bad because you look at the success.
I got Hakeem 13. I got Hakeem 9, and I got Duncan 13. I damn sure think that Hakeem is better than Duncan.
I mean,
Sure.
I can agree with you on
I
that.
can't say that.
Hakeem
Easily.
Olajuwon, just the level of defense. Forget everything else. I mean, yeah, he
Fact.
had everything else, but his defense alone,
He's the best defender of all time.
yeah,
I mean, looking at a
Duncan is doing
hypothetical
nothing with
point,
that dream
looking at a
shake, bro.
hypothetical,
Duncan,
yeah,
you know what Duncan is doing with that dream shake? You know what Duncan is doing with that dream shake? He's booking his tickets to the Virgin Islands, and he's putting the
All
wife
day-
on. He's
all
telling the
day
wife to
long.
pack a toothbrush,
Yeah,
and
all day
we
long.
going home. That's my point, man.
Yeah,
Look,
all day
I
long.
mean, Duncan's
CW,
Duncan's
all right,
5,
no
Hakeem's 4.
disrespect.
Duncan's a great
Duncan,
defender, but he don't have the he doesn't. People forget this is a guy who
Man.
gets paid. Olajuwon is a guy who gets paid from every era to teach how to do footwork. The guy was
Exactly.
different, bro. The guy was different. Hakeem Olajuwon.
see, it's not okay. So now, but see, it's funny. Y'all want to
So
talk
now-
accolades. The first thing,
we gotta-
go ahead. Oh no,
we
CW, I got because
gotta
I
do-
went at your boy. You got it.
We gotta do Duncan slander now. We gotta go at Duncan. I mean,
Well, we talking about big man duels, and unfortunately, we never got prime for Duncan. We had prime Robinson versus prime Akeem, but we never Duncan came in. Obviously, it's not his fault. He wasn't born. He was born
You're,
like
you're
13
telling me,
years too
bro, that
late.
there are fucking 12 guys who have better resumes than Tim Duncan? That's
Yes,
nasty.
I think there were 12 better players. I think there were 12 better players.
Yeah, not
It's
better
not-
resumes,
I think his impact on offense and defense, and like, I think the reason we look at Duncan like that is because of volume scoring. But I feel as though he could still
See, we-
impact the game without scoring because he was like an elite defender, and he always made sure everybody was in a like.
But Duncan's a top 5 defender.
Let me go on Discord right quick because I want Holly.
37.
I ain't trying to be
37,
funny,
he was
but we
all
got to
defense.
remember. You got to remember, Duncan went to. We saw Hakeem Olajuwon without star players.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen Tim Duncan without a top 5 roster in the NBA. Like he came into the league with David Robinson. And all
Was
those
Tony
guys.
Parker and Manu, were they?
They're Hall of
Overrated,
Famers now.
yes.
They Hall
They're
of
Hall of
Famers.
Famers now.
They
though.
Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
But
They're
Those
Hall of
guys
Famers
without
now.
Duncan aren't even
Are they Hall of
all-stars.
Famers based off of the team success or based off their own like?
No, they're Hall of Famers
record?
because they're gonna get put in the Hall of Fame. I don't know all the other
Like they got
reasons why.
Iguodala type Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I disagree. Manu Ginobili, there was teams feared Manu Ginobili, and I remember Tony Parker being
Teams did not fear
he was
Manu
like he was
Ginobili like that.
he was good, but Andrew Iguodala is Andre
But that,
Iguodala is
I
not,
used that because they. My fault. I said I used that because they both sacrificed, and I feel as though Ginobili could have did more. But
then I can
I
give
got
it
to go off like what they did. I know what you're saying though, because I looked at them Spurs team. They was great as a team, and like coming up,
Yeah, they were
running
more of a
plays and
team.
everything.
Yeah.
When you
And
come
well
into the
coached.
league with David Robinson,
Duncan is top 10.
No, that's a good point though. I can't argue that, but that's just like on Magic when he
Duncan's absolutely
when he
top
came,
10.
like so it's
Yeah,
like
he's top 10.
I sent out the
Magic-
bat signal. I sent
He's
out the
top
bat
5.
signal to Hollywood Herm. He said he just responded. He said, "Give me a minute.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
pull it up because
No,
I need some.
Hollywood-
I need some
okay.
backup on my Duncan slander."
Oh,
people that got
Hollywood is another clown.
No,
Hollywood Herm.
That's all it is
I got
slander.
Duncan. Yeah, I got
Duncan is top
high.
5.
I
Duncan's
got
top 5.
Top 5. I got
That's
Duncan
top
top
five.
5
That's
too.
Yeah, I
top
don't know
five.
about that, but-
See, now I gotta go. I see, and again,
it's
sorry,
getting a little
CW. I know you, my boy. You know what I'm saying? You my man, 100 grand.
Man, you
Just
can't-
top
you
5. How is
Yes,
he top
he is.
5?
But you gotta
How is he
understand
better?
the way he
that means
dominated.
you value.
He dominated
five
and
rings a lot. You value.
See,
No,
he
it's not only
dominated
that.
a weaker era of bigs, bro. I
No, he
cannot
didn't.
do
Oh,
it.
no.
That's such a terrible take.
No,
We
That's
that's
a
can't-
terrible
we
take.
can't
It
say
is
that,
because
though.
there were no
That's a bad
centers.
take.
Here's my thing.
No,
Here's my problem
He
with Duncan.
played
Here's my
in
problem with
the
Duncan.
era of power forwards.
Here's my
played
problem
There were
with Duncan.
plenty of great big men.
That's a good point, Scott.
Okay, no. It was they're pretty great forwards, right? They're pretty great power forwards, and it probably were like 6 or 7 elite ones. There were like 1 or 2 elite centers. So now
Yeah, but
you
that's
talking
That's not
about.
Duncan's
He
position.
played
though.
Chris
Hold on,
Hubble, Dirk
no,
Nowitzki, Amari
no,
Stoudemire,
that's why I'm gonna correct
AJ.
you. Hold on,
Let me just point out.
please. Hold on, let me, because if I'm I gotta land my plane on this slander. It was Duncan was a center for half of his career. The second half of his career, he was listed as a center. Now Duncan would have played center if he was drafted to the Celtics. He would not have been a power forward. You know, I know he wouldn't have been a power forward because Antoine Walker was there at power forward, or Vitaly Potapinko. Like they would have put Vitaly Potapinko or whatever bum that the Celtics were starting at center to the bench. Now remember, the Celtics were almost expected to win that lottery. San Antonio won the lottery because San Antonio has Robinson there. Obviously, they just played them both together. Duncan was a center by trade. He was 6'11". He could have played center. He pretty much was a center de facto. He had center type power, shot blocking. He was a center. He just got to play power forward. Okay. Really, to me, the power forward is just the smaller big man. That's my thing. Now, if Duncan was judged as a center, he probably judged. I'm sorry, he's like the 6th or 7th best center of all time.
But he still beat Shaq. He still
okay, so he doesn't have more accolades. He doesn't have more accolades or success.
Your point, though, Ro, is.
Hold on.
I'm gonna tell you the realest about Tim Duncan. What people don't know. In them eras, he swept Shaq. He swept Shaq and he beat Kobe and Shaq again. And then he won back-to-back MVPs. In that era, he had the most All NBAs and the most All NBA defense.
Tim Duncan.
Hey, real quick. Let me say this.
Oh, you talk about Hollywood Hearn?
Yeah. Hey, check this out.
I'm like, damn, man, I thought he was talking to me at first.
Marlon won Finals MVP. Guess what? Maxwell won Finals MVP.
But you know how it was back then. Like sometimes we ain't look at stats how we do now. So looking at his stats now, it may look like kind of like
you're acting like a fangirl.
All right. Look, Duncan averaged 20 and 10 for like 10 years. He's played 20 years, and then you don't get 120 and 10 seasons.
Yeah, but hold on.
Real quick.
He got 5 rings. He got 5 rings, 3 Finals MVPs. Hold on, 2 MVPs back to back. He got 15 in them 19 years. He's 15 All NBA and 15 All Defense. Like,
but again, here's the problem.
Let me say
He gets the advantage of being look. He gets the advantage of qualifying. Hold on, though. He gets the advantage of qualifying for 3 different positions because nowadays they do it positionless. But he was center because he made All NBA first team as a center, mind you. 17 and 12 that year. He was an All NBA first team center. That shit is not flying in any era of any year of the 90s. Nobody was 17 and 12 is going to be there. So that right there proves my point.
But you can't judge it off that era. You got to judge it off 2000.
You said it was no center.
Also,
in his late 30s and making All NBA first team with 17 and 12.
He's going to make All NBA third team. He's going to make All NBA second team. He's not going to make first team, but he's going to make All NBA third team.
Yeah, I just said All NBA. I didn't say first team. I'm saying
those numbers are never getting. Those numbers are. Hold on, I'm gonna look at the numbers. Y'all can have it. Let me look at the numbers. I'll be right there.
Bro, your point is.
But the numbers not going to tell you it's for game. Draymond Green numbers don't always tell you it's effect on the game. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So Draymond Green would have been a bench player in the 90s. Let's keep it real.
No, I'm not comparing. I'm just saying like impact on the game don't always show up on the numbers.
Draymond would have been way better.
Bro,
I get it. Hold on, I get it. But see, this is what I'm saying. Y'all, you know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to knock down the accolades argument. Yeah, see, he was All NBA center with 17.8, 10 rebounds, 2.7 blocks. Now, it was a good year, and he got the Spurs to the finals.
Don't you got Bill Russell in your top 5?
Yeah, what's okay? So I got Bill Russell in my top 5. Now, what's the problem?
Well, why only making hypotheticals that's going to take away Duncan's accolades? We can do that for everybody.
Let's see perfect have it after that because I'm gonna cook all of y'all with it.
Bro, you can't. So exactly what Scott said is like you not only are Duncan's numbers and especially in the playoffs and analytically he's like one of the best defenders of all time, like second or third, right? If you look it up. And as far as impact goes, he's right up there with guys like Hakeem and Bill Russell as far as the defense. And also, if you look at, you can't, the accolade thing is stupid because you can, like Scott said, you can apply that to every single. Who was Magic Johnson competed against at the point guard position for first team All NBA every year? Like,
Isaiah Thomas.
Whoa,
That's
stop
it.
it. John Stockton, Isaiah Thomas, Derek Harper. I mean, bro, come on.
Derek Harper, come on.
Hold on.
Let me say something real quick.
Go ahead. You got it.
All you gotta do is watch the 2004 finals and watch the 2005 finals. Watch Shaq against Ben Wallace and watch Tim Duncan against Ben Wallace, and you'll see why he is a top 5 player.
Well, see, here's my thing. What's the point where Ben Wallace could be a starting center? He is not a starting center in the 90s. Ben Wallace is doing nothing with Hakeem Olajuwon.
Ben Wallace not starting level center in the 90s?
Okay,
Bro,
hold on.
So can we say that about Bill Russell, your top 5 player?
Bill Russell is transcended. Guys, please. Bill Russell was so fucking good athletically. Bill Russell is the standard on how you play center. See, you guys looking at, so mind you, it's funny. Like you think I'm contradicting myself, but you're looking at numbers. First of all, Russell's numbers are hella impressive. You're talking about a guy that got 22 rebounds. Now, we don't even know how many shot blocks he would have got, but Russell physically is more impressive than Duncan. Now, Duncan has more offensive skills. Right, cool. But you want to talk about accolades and success? 5 MVPs when players are voting for you? When they voted for him over the guy that went 51 and 32, right? So you cannot sit there and tell me that Russell was this charity case or this guy. Again, a guy that never lost a game 7. Duncan lost in the first round to an 8 seed. Okay, let's not go there about Duncan. You're not taking Russell's spot.
That was the weakest Russell argument in the first round.
How was that a guy that never lost a game 7? He played in 10 game 7s against Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West. I don't know how many times against Brock. I mean, he never lost a game 7.
Who was he competing against
legends? Say again.
Who's he competing against at center in those finals?
Are you fucking okay? In the finals, he's competing against a weak center. So what? He never lost a game.
Wait, that's your whole argument against Duncan.
You taxed Tim Duncan.
Well, okay, but he did. Wait. So hold on. Come on. Okay, he also competed against Wilt Chamberlain in game 7s. He competed against Willis Reed. Hold on. He competed against Willis Reed. Oh, the Lakers were the one team in the league with a weak center. But meanwhile, you are competing against West and Baylor, 2 of the guys who are walking 60 points a game, 59 points a game. Baylor getting 15
Duncan
rebounds.
Duncan was facing Kobe and Shaq, dude. Way better than Duncan.
Wait. Who did Duncan play on the Grizzlies? Who did Duncan play on the Grizzlies the year that they got knocked out as an 8 seed?
Oh, you mean it's a Duncan fault he's facing
Zach Randolph versus Elgin Baylor? Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I mean, Marcus Gasol, he's the player of the year, don't he? And Tony Allen is a top defender.
Come on, guys, these are role players. I mean, basically you're telling me
we're not comparing. We just telling you how his competition was. He had competition he played the air with LeBron, Kobe, Tim Duncan.
It's Duncan's fault that he faced 4 times the same teams.
Yeah, you're right. It's Duncan's fault that he got to play against a weak league. I really want to land my plane with Duncan. And again, it's not to knock him. Okay, he got to be a first-team All-NBA center at going 17 and 10. That is not doing it in any year of the 90s. You had to be considerably better than that to be a first-team All-NBA center. A first team. You couldn't even get the third team with those numbers. I'm sorry.
Why are we taxing Duncan? Why are we taxing Duncan?
I know it's not only about stats, but this is what I'm telling you. Okay, this is what. Okay, look. In 2013, hold on, real quick. Give me the elite centers in 2013.
MVP averaging 16.
Oh my God! Everybody just give me the elite centers in 2013.
Marc Gasol.
Oh wow! Okay, cool.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard. Okay. Anybody else?
wasn't playing center. He was playing Thiago
He was
He said
center.
2013.
2013, he was a center. He was All NBA first team center.
DeMarcus Cousins.
But why are we?
DeMarcus Cousins, who was on a losing team, who was another one who was basically a power forward playing center.
Maurice Cousins was putting up numbers, man. He still was
on a losing team. So obviously you're not even gonna, Sacramento wasn't nowhere near the playoffs in 2013.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? In the 90s, you had to be both on an elite
13
team.
though. That's
Well, I'm just saying. No, see, here's what I'm doing right now. I'm knocking down you guys talk about how many All-NBA defensive team when he was able to make an All-NBA team late in his career because the position itself was weak. Now, I'm not saying Duncan. Duncan actually threw it back because the year before he was like 15-10. So he threw it back. He got his numbers up there, and he took the team to the finals. I get it. But this is a guy that's getting subbed out. This is why LeBron had ring number 2, because he's getting subbed out because he's not quick. They didn't think he was quick enough to stay with Chris Bosh. What other eras of All NBA first team center getting subbed out in the most important game of a you're not. Guess what? Shaq didn't get subbed out.
It was for matchups reasons.
Matchup reasons. So in other words, an old slow guy could be an All-NBA first.
He was like 38.
Can we not get the center position was weak in 2013? It was weak. You know how no one was fucking weak. Hold on. You know. Go ahead.
How about Joe?
Marcus saw.
No one said.
You talk about all together like this for the West.
These guys are Charles. Joakim Noah is Charles
Dwight
Oakley,
Howard.
Let's keep it stacked. Joakim Noah is
Magic going against in the 80s. Who was Magic going against in the 80s?
Oh, now you want to go? Okay, he was going against Isaiah, Derek Harper, bro. Jamarc Price. He's going against Kevin Johnson. Now Derek Harper's a bum.
No, he wasn't.
Ooh.
Derek.
Hold on. Let me just look. I'm gonna look at All NBA. I'm gonna look at the guys that made All NBA at point guard in the 80s. Since y'all wanna go there. Y'all want to, because again, you know who was thought to be a top 5 center in 1993 or not top 10? Roy fucking Hibbert. Roy Hibbert, a guy who I watched him at Georgetown. This guy can't even catch the ball.
Well,
come on, man. He was a top 10 center in 1993.
He played power forward position too.
Jim Paxton made an All-NBA team in the 80s as a guard.
How you gonna
Oh my God! I'm losing this. I'm not losing the debate. I'm losing this discussion because you keep talking about how. Okay, so he officially stopped playing power forward at 2007. Now he's a center because he's officially listed as center.
So KG and Dirk was in the league when he was power forward. All right,
okay, you're right. Kevin Garnett was more of a power forward because of his frame. Duncan is 6'11", 250, 260. Kevin Garnett is more like 6'11", 230. Now he could have played center too, but he couldn't really play center in the 90s because he didn't. Y'all brought up Ben Wallace, and not only could Ben Wallace not play in the 90s, he did not play in the 90s. He was drafted and was the 4th string center on an AC Washington Wizards as a rookie. Come on, guys.
Tell me the 1 year. Tell me the 1 year that Duncan made an All-NBA team as a center. Go ahead.
I just told you 2013. He made it first team. So he's able to make All-NBA.
You're saying that out of his 15 selections, right? And this is includes.
Okay, hold on. How many? Because that means at least 5 of his selections were at center. Because he's listed as center. But you know what? No, he plays center and still could get it at power forward because they could list him at power forward too. He got listed at both positions. This is the advantage that Duncan has over Akeem, who was never listed at power forward. This is what I'm saying. Akeem is going, and mind you, now they do it where they could put 3. Now they do it where they could put 3 centers on the first team. They actually did it last year. They put 2 or 3 centers on the first team.
All but one of his selections was at forward.
Okay, because again, he's still a center, but they put him on at forward.
It doesn't fucking matter, dude.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? That means he has 9 available positions, Scott. Travis, but Akeem had 3 available positions. That means he had to beat out a deeper crop of centers. I don't understand why y'all don't get that.
He also had to beat out power forwards too.
Scott. I mean, Travis. They were
Dude, the
never going to list.
forward compilation was
He
the
was never
deepest ever
going to
when
take.
Duncan played.
They would look. They
That's
were
what I'm
never going to
saying.
put. Y'all just keep stepping on it. Y'all, please let me get this point. They were 5 centers because they were only going to list the top 3 centers. They were never going to put a guy like Hakeem. Oh, let me just put 3 centers on the third team just to get him on there because he probably deserved it. No, he only had 3 available positions while Duncan had 9. I'm sorry, Duncan had 9 available positions every single year, and he had 6 for all defensive. So he has an advantage having more available positions. Now they do it where they just put the 3. Matter of fact, they can put 4 front court players on the first team. They don't. They do it positionless now. Y'all do realize that, right? So now the players of today have more available positions. They're not pigeonholed by their position. Center was the deepest position historically for all NBA teams, and you would have to be one of the top 3 centers. So if you got Ewing, Olajuwon, Mourning, Shaq, Doherty, I mean Doherty wouldn't make it in any year because he's not beating out these other guys. You got 9 elite centers with 3 positions.
Okay, so your point only makes sense if you're fucking comparing him to another center that we don't have
See,
ranked
that's the
above him already.
problem. Duncan has the best of both worlds. He has the forward. You can list him as a forward and you can list him as a center. He's
so
listed
you're
as a
saying that he
forward.
didn't deserve his selections? That's a stupid take.
I'm not saying he didn't, but I'm just saying it was easier for him to make against a weaker crop of big man with more available positions.
Even if
I
that,
don't understand where it's not
even if
landing.
that's true, it doesn't
What made him
take
a
away
center?
from anything that he did, dude.
What
Especially
made
on
him a
defensive
center?
end.
What made him a center? He's blocking shots at a center type level.
No,
He's,
block
if
shots
you
tells
block,
me nothing about your
okay, give me give me the power forward that regularly got 2 shot blocks a game. Give me the next power forward that ever did
I
it.
could give a power 4 who led the 2000 in rebounding, KG.
Yeah,
So like,
okay, KG, but give me the next power forward that regularly blocked 2 shots a game. I'd give me one. And any point, I know they started keeping the stat in 74. Give me the power forward that regularly averaged 2 shot blocks a game. Give me one.
Average 2 shot blocks a game.
Give me one. Give me one. Because Duncan has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 seasons. Even in 2015, his next to last season, he averaged 2 blocks a game. So he has.
But now we arguing that if he was the
because he's a center.
Even if he was the center, we could argue that too. Though he's still a top 3 center then.
No, he's not top 3 center. He's not better than Will. He's not better than King.
No, I'm
he's not
talking
better
about.
than Shaq.
I'm talking about in the 2000s and stuff. I'm talking about in the 2000s.
Okay. Well, you're right. He when you had look, Brad Miller made the All-Star team at center. Brad fucking Miller.
So
this is how we. Hold on, Zydrunas Ilgauskas made 2 All-Star teams at center. This is how weak the center position had become. Let's keep it a stat, guys. Come on. What are you talking about? I can't. What year is Big Z making it in the 1990s? Give me the year that Big Z is making the All-Star team.
But if you want to bring up competition, that's what I'm saying. I could bring up Bill Russell because they play only 8 teams. And
okay, so they played only 8 teams. That means he played. That means half the time he played against a Hall of Fame center.
Half the time he had the best team. So half the time his team was the best team in the league.
So what? Okay, that's why he won the championship. That's not why he won 5 MVPs. Because he's going against Will Chamberlain, he's going against Oscar Robertson, he's going against Jerry West, he's going against Jerry Lucas, he's going against Elgin Baylor, he's going against fucking Hal Greer.
All right, well, if you could do that, I could talk about the players Tim Duncan going by.
Okay, but I'm just talking about centers because we're talking with this. Mind you, we're talking about All NBA versus MVP. He's MVP of you said 18 league, but guess what?
No, but you just brought up players that Bill Russell went against, and I could bring up players that Tim Duncan went against.
But again, I'm talking. Okay, so number one, I'm talking about all players at all positions because he won 5 MVPs as voted on by his peers. You're talking about a media award that Duncan got 17 times, right? Right? No, he has 15 and 15, but he's getting a media award based on the fact that he's going up against a weaker crop of players and getting more available positions. I mean, he made it All NBA at forward 4 times when he was technically a center.
So do you think Hakeem would do better against Prime Shaq? Because he wasn't playing Prime Shaq, he was playing Young Shaq. Do you think he would?
Hakeem literally did better against Prime Shaq. He swept him. I mean, come on. Okay. So 95 wasn't Prime Shaq. Prime Shaq. Wait a minute. Wasn't Shaq the scoring title? in 1995.
You're saying
Shaq
30 year
won the center
Shaq is
scores
his
out,
best
right?
version ever?
Shaq was better physically in the 90s.
They talk
Hold
about
on.
2000 Shaq, man.
Shaq so 2000 Shaq, but Shaq was better physically in 90. Now you want to tell me Shaq had learned some more tricks?
Nah, he was stronger.
I think 95
Stronger in
Shaq was.
2000.
Hold on, we could do this debate too. I think we could do this debate.
Okay.
Would have cooked 2000 Shaq as well. I think Shaq never found a solution for Hakeem. I mean, come on, guys. Like, I know I'm losing. I know I'm like,
again, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? You're talking about. We're talking.
I think they're just gonna take advantage of each other on offense. That's all.
Plus, I already said
really?
Hakeem.
Really? I'm gonna tell you right now. Hakeem Olajuwon and Real Russell are the two best defenders.
I already said
that's a fact. But the way that they let Shaq play, bro, Shaq was just too strong for Dream in 2000. Shaq was too strong for anybody. Really
guess what? I'm gonna still outgun him. I'm gonna still out because I think this reminds me. I don't know who was playing it, but it was Hakeem. No, it was Bill Russell and Will Chamberlain on our Arsenio Hall show, and they asked, "What would you do to guard Shaq?" Oh my God! Wait a minute.
I'm gonna.
Hold on. No, Travis. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
Hold on. Let
We're not gonna do that.
Land my plane here really fast, and then I'm gonna.
Okay, you can land it, but let me get mine. Let me get mine first. Let me get mine
you
first.
Landed your plane like 40 times.
No, I didn't. No. No. Stop it, Travis. You're gonna sit there and tell me.
You need to check this guy sometimes, because he just rambles on. It takes away from
it's
the
my
program.
it's my show. I don't see that was my man, but this is my show. Look.
Some better company, CW.
I can't sit here and tell you what the best fucking defensive mind of all time. Mind you, you're talking about a 2-time championship coach. And then he took the fucking Sonics to the conference finals as well on a whole nother team. Bill Russell. He said that he was asked, what would you do to guard the young, vibrant, fucking dominant Shaquille O'Neal? And he said, what I would do is I would run him baseline to baseline to tire him out. The same shit I did to this man sitting next to me.
True. He could say that, but that don't mean it's going to be true.
So let me ask you something. Guy who won 11 fucking championships, 2 in college and 2 in high school, and the gold medal. The guy who's fucking only lost 1 time in a championship series, in a championship game or series. You're not going to sit there and listen to what he has to say about fucking basketball because you think the 60s era was that weak? Come on, bro. Again, he just said, whether you would listen to it or not, Bill Russell said, what I would do is I would make Shaq run baseline to baseline. I would have him running after me because I know he's stronger than me. But okay, what's the pushback?
Right, you're right about what you're saying, and I'm listening to Bill Russell. However, Shaq leaning on him is going to tear up his legs too.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Then Bill Russell is smart enough to know I'm not going to have to lean on. Do you understand? He guarded Okay, but he guarded Will Chamberlain. You think Shaq was stronger than Will Chamberlain? No, Shaq wasn't stronger than Will Chamberlain.
I think. No, I'm not saying that. But you know that Shaq, that strength and mass is 2 different things. So if I'm heavy as shit, and you have to hold me, that's completely different than matching somebody's strength.
Cool. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Shaq. And again, one thing you got to understand about Shaq is why he was swept 5 times in the 90s, 7 times in his career.
That's a fact. He ain't have a great guard.
You're not understanding the David and Goliath situation we got here. You're not understanding where anybody. No. You're not understanding. Anybody that beat George Foreman or beat the big. I'm going like what's the name did against Sonny Liston. I'm gonna make him tire himself out. That's the point that he made. So Shaq is gonna get his 35 and 40, and guess what? He ain't gonna have shit in the 4th quarter because that's the same thing Bill Russell did.
That's why you got Kobe.
So you got, but he don't get Kobe in his. Well, Kobe's not in the 60s. So again, he's asking, what would you have done to guard Shaq? And he said, I'm going to tire this man out. So by the fourth quarter, I'm making a place for my teams to win this game. He got his 40, because again, this is what Bill Russell did. Would get his 40, his 45, his 20 rebounds. But in the fourth quarter, now mind you.
Yeah, and you're right. And there's a difference between Shaq and Bill Russell when Bill Russell's the fourth option on his team and Shaq doesn't have any choice.
Travis, you're talking about options now. You're the guy that said Magic was the fourth option on the Lakers, and hey, bro, you look. Y'all can go around because y'all did not let me say exactly what I want to say. I see y'all people ran up out the chat. Ran up off the panel because of what I've been saying. I'm sorry you guys love Duncan so much, but bro, I don't understand how y'all get what I'm saying. Again, go ahead.
So with my plan. You're talking about Tim Duncan, and then it's magically about Hakeem. I already have Hakeem ranked over Duncan.
That's cool.
But you're just saying I don't know how we transition from that. You're trying to discredit.
I'm gonna tell you how. Travis.
Hold on, let me dude. Oh my god! But anyway, you're talking about something you're not going to apply that same energy to any other player in NBA history.
Because he's the only other player he's the only player at a dominant center position that gets to get 15 All NBAs because he can qualify for 3 positions simultaneously. This is my point. It was times with
winning them. He was winning them against
hold on, but it don't make sense. Right, and the power forward was the most dominant. He got it over power.
But you still got 6. You still got. See, if you're going to compare accolades, see, this is my point. This is what we lost. This is what we got off the tracks because you're going to say he has more All NBAs at power forward and center, which he got to again, like I said, late in his career, he got to get one at Hakeem position, where Hakeem only has 3 slots available. So by nature, having non-available slots to 3,
who cares about Hakeem Olajuwon, dude?
Because we were comparing. This is what you missed the point. Hold on. You can tell me who cares, but this is what we were comparing Hakeem to Duncan individually. This is my point.
Yeah, I did.
Who was doing that?
Did better against Shaq.
That was see you. It's funny when y'all lose the conversation. What started the conversation? We were comparing him against other big men. As I said, because somebody asked me, would I rank him as a top 5 center? And I said no. So we were going center by centers, and then y'all want to bring it back to All NBA. Well, guess what? You're not getting All NBA at center when most of his All NBA selections were at forward. Now, yes, he was an elite forward because, again, if you get 2 shot blocks a game, 23 and 13, you're gonna probably beat out other forwards. But he was getting that when he was really a center, and he's compared to other forwards. And they're inferior. Listen to the thing. An elite power forward is going to be inferior to an elite center because the elite center is bigger, going to get more rebounds, shot blocks, and points. That's my point. Like when we did the rankings, I said power forwards are the weakest position, and shooting guard and power forwards are really the weakest position because a center is more valuable than a power forward.
You and Jordan right now.
That's
again.
Only if they have to be an elite player. That's a dumb take.
Okay, right. Wait. Jordan, again, remember what I said. Jordan is number 1. And the next time I rank a shooting guard is Kobe. And then the next time I rank another shooting guard is Wade. And he's in the 20s. So what I'm saying is you got more centers and point guards higher in that list than you do in wings than you do power forwards. Because again, power forward is the small center. The shooting guard is a guard that doesn't make the plays.
Dude, it's all about what the player brings to the table. It doesn't matter what position they're playing, dude. That's why you have resumes that are at every position that are equally as good.
That's what it is. And people think that power forward.
You take away credit from Magic from being one of the biggest point guards. You take away.
No, why? Why would I take it away? He actually did something nobody thought was possible to be a power forward, a power forward side to play point guard. It was a disadvantage to a point.
What I'm trying to say is he got advantage over the point guard, just like how you saying Tim Duncan got advantage over the power forwards. He bigger, he taller, and he can see over the defense better than them.
But see, the thing is, he only played it because of necessity, because you already had a dominant center there. And again, he was really after Robinson retired in 2003. He was really their de facto center. But they played some ham and anger like fucking Tiago Splitter and
bro. Your whole thing could go against Michael Jordan too, man. Like
Why
Jordan
would you go against
theoretically
Michael
played
Jordan? Why?
because Jordan was playing arguably the worst competition, a crop of fellow shooting guards besides
So
like Clyde Drexler and Richmond.
Okay, but you still hold on, Travis. You still only got 6 available positions for Michael Jordan.
It doesn't matter.
And Michael Jordan
You're talking about
more valuable than any of
stats for
them.
Tim Duncan, right? Michael Jordan was taking like 6 to 7 more shots than his closest competitor at that same position every single year.
Why was he taking more shots, Travis? Because this is the part that y'all always get fucked up. Why was he taking more shots?
Because he felt he was the best player on the team.
Because he was the better scorer. So better scorers are going to take more shots. I think y'all need to get this. I think y'all need to really get this understood. Better scorers are going to take more shots. It is an absolutely stupid fucking argument to say Michael Jordan took the most shots in the league. You know why Michael Jordan took the most? Hold on. Okay, let me ask you this. You watch hockey? Did anybody watch hockey?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Okay, so nobody watches hockey. But if you understand, like, if you play knock hockey, right? Your forward, especially your wing, they're going to take the most shots on goal. You know why they're going to take the most shots on goal? Can anybody just take a guess why they're going to take the most shots on goal? Jesus Christ! I lose people with the cross. Sports references. Well, guess what? They're going to take the most shots on goal because they're the most likely to score the fucking puck. Jaromir Jagr and Alex Ovechkin.
What hurt your argument though is I can see he was giving them awards and not winning them, but he won 2 MVPs versus the league and championships versus the league. So it's not like he just getting them awards and not doing nothing. So it's
okay. He won 2 MVPs, but hold on. But you wanted to knock down Russell, who won 5, because you think his stats weren't impressive enough. Again, he won 7 rebounding titles, and 2 of those rebounding titles he won against a dominant Wilt Chamberlain, who was gobbling up every rebound in the game.
Bro, you literally said that because Duncan's numbers were better. That's why he got first team instead of like other players, right?
What do you mean?
Exactly what you said.
I'm just trying to understand why you're saying because he's got 2 blocks, he's got to be a sitter. I mean, one.
I'm going to ask again. Give me Jermaine. You had Jermaine O'Neal. You had. But name me the other power forward with even 5 seasons at 2 blocks. Because that's the thing. Centers usually get.
I mean, that's what I know what you did, but like.
I'm basically telling you he's effective. Because let's keep it
Alan Brand. Can you say Alan Brand?
Does Alan Brand have? I know Alan Brand, and hold on, and I love Alan Brand. As a Duke fan, and CW knows, I love Alan Brand. Does he have 5 seasons at 2 blocks a game? Because he was.
Oh no, it's 5. I thought you said 2. That's why I didn't know what you were saying.
Oh, so you got 2. I was just like, give me 5 because Duncan has 12.
Hold on. So Paf the engineer, he asked a question. No, dude, it didn't change, Paf. It's going against Rose's whole point because he literally said that Duncan's the only reason he got it was because he was outscoring, out rebounding other power forwards. But that's because he was the best player.
Because he's effectively a center. Because he's effectively a center.
He was listed as forward. He played as forward a lot.
Christ, why can't y'all not see
If you look at Tim Duncan,
you know what kills me? You know what kills me right now? We're in a positionless era. Hold on. We're in a positionless era of basketball. Why is it not just understandable to believe? Just like when the Twin Towers played with Keem and Sampson, both them motherfuckers were centers. You had 2 centers, a forward, and 2 guards. But because we do this,
Tim Duncan.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to give you this logic. You
hate him because he's black.
Travis is the motherfucker. But no, Travis, you really fucked up here. You telling me how Jordan took the most shots. And then I try to tell you, well, the position, like the defenseman is going to the defenseman. He's the guard, right? He's effectively the guard. He's the guy that's going to be closer to the puck, the goal defensively. He is going to take less shots than your wing, your left wing or your right wing or your center. The guys up front are going to take more shots in the game of hockey. I'm going to cross it to basketball now. A guy like Jordan is going to take more shots because he's a better fucking scorer. I am not going to, if I'm Phil Jackson, I'm not going to try to stay up at night trying to get John Paxson 15 shots and to give Jordan 5 less shots. So that's a dumb point. Jordan,
That's
the
all.
best
No,
scorers,
that's the
take the
point you
most
tried to make,
shots.
though. That's all talent.
No,
It's your
but see
best
again,
player.
see,
It
no,
doesn't
okay,
matter what
okay,
position
okay.
you are.
Okay, so in other words, basically, because this is really funny. It's really funny. Thiago Splitter should not have been fucking starting most of those years. It should have been Boris Diaw because Boris Diaw is a better player than Thiago Splitter. But to get Tim Duncan enough starts at power forward so he can technically, Popovich was smart at this. I'm going to start Thiago Splitter because he's going to be in a rotation anyway. But I'm going to start him, take him out, bring in a Boris Diaw, bring in a better power forward. And then I'm gonna have Duncan play most of the game, most of the minutes in center anyway. This is why Duncan would start a lot of games in power forward, but meanwhile he would play most of his minutes at center, and that's why Basketball Reference has them listed at center because they go by how many minutes you play. And that's why he's still able to qualify at power forward. See, nowadays we don't even do position. It does. See, nowadays they do it right. They just list the 5 best players and put them on the first team. They list the next 5 players and put them on the first team. I think one of these years you're going to have 4 guards on the first team All NBA, which they should have been doing it all the time, but they didn't do it in the past. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so but you admit though, bro, that the best basketball is regardless of your position, your best player takes the most shots,
simple.
right?
It's really simple. For
Right?
Duncan to be All NBA, for Duncan to be All NBA, and to his credit, he was for a long time. He had to be one of the best non-front court players in the league, right? And to his credit, he was, right?
Okay.
And he had to get All NBA defense. He had to be one of the best 6 front court players in the league, right?
Okay.
Okay. For Akeem to get the same accolade, and this is what you got to understand. When I start to compare, y'all want to say accolades like All NBA, he had to be one of the best 3 centers, not front court players, centers, because that's the only position he qualified at. And again, they should have done it where we can put 2 centers on the first team, 2 centers on the second team if they deserve it, especially on the defensive side, because this is why Patrick Ewing has a lack of, when he was one of the best 5 front court players in the league. Like he's losing
What's
out
your obsession
because
with
he can't.
Hakeem, dude? Hakeem is higher ranked than Duncan.
What do you mean? Okay, in your opinion, I know, but the point I'm telling you is he has less All NBA selections because he went against a deeper position, a deeper competition stack with limited. Like he could only get it at center. He
That's fine, man. But you beat who's in front of you. Like not everyone has.
I don't understand why this is. Oh boy. See, now this is great. This is great because again, nowadays you gotta have Wemby, who's gonna be as long as now they got to see that's the good part is that they got to play 65 games now. But you got a guy like Wemby who's gonna be all in, and he deservedly so. He's gonna get it every single season. Did he play 65 games? But now he can even if he plays 65 and for whatever reason is not thought of one of the best 2 defensive centers, he can still get it because they just go positionless now. They try to put guards in there, but they go positionless now. And they really should just put the 5 best defenders, regardless of position.
I can make an argument that 2000 Shaq was better than every center in the 90s. So
really,
that's what I'm saying. And Tim
Duncan where's the proof? Where's the proof? Wait. Where's the proof? No.
His resume. Look at his 3-year peak.
Okay, cool.
That's not better 3-year peak outside of Hakeem.
So 2000 Shaq. Okay. Again, it's funny because 2000 Shaq, and you also had Mourning, who was the defensive player of the year. But of course, Mourning got knocked out by Ewing. Ewing is a shell of himself. Hakeem is a shell of himself. So we can't really.
I'm talking about from the 90s. What center got a better 3-year peak?
I'm arguably Hakeem and Ewing and Robinson.
Yeah,
Ewing definitely.
Arguably. Okay, I mean,
not statistically. Not.
You know what? I know. Okay. Well, so 3-year peak is 2000 and 2002, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny though. But in '99, that same guy got with 4 All-Stars on his team, got swept by Karl Malone.
Okay, this is what I'll leave you on. Hey, CW, I want to debate Roe on this very topic.
Oh no, I'm not debating. I can already see I'm missing everybody, and everybody loves this.
You are. Set it up. We'll do it on this channel, CW, anytime you want. And we're debating. We're debating Tim Duncan is a top
See,
10 all-time player.
what's so funny is y'all got me on a tangent about all NBAs, and I'm making a real legitimate point how Duncan had more available awards to win. There were 9 awards. Can you? No.
15
Come on,
players
CW.
that get
Come
that
on,
though.
CW. Come
On
on,
NBA,
CW.
it's
If there,
15
let me ask
players.
you this. Let me ask you this. If there, CW, please, let me just. This is just really common logic. If there are only 3 available awards to win, and there are 9 available awards to win, who has a better chance of winning an award?
Well, but all NBA is based off 15 players, so it's like basically.
So it's based on 15 players, but again, nobody would ever put Akeem Olajuwon as All NBA point guard. Now, see, Akeem Olajuwon probably in the year he didn't make All NBA was probably better than the 3rd string All NBA point guard, right? Wasn't he? But he can't win it at that position because they're never going to listen to him there. That's what I'm saying. He was better than the 3rd string All NBA forward. And again, they did list 2 forwards, not 2 small forwards. But he probably was better and more valuable than a forward, but never got it. But meanwhile, Duncan, who is effectively a center, is getting it over a forward. Again, Duncan I'm crashing out over Duncan. But
you think he's that much better than Garnett and Dirk and guys like that? You think Tim Duncan was that much better in seasons than those guys that you
okay, cool. You're right. But wait a minute. CW, understand this. There's room because there's 6 available forward positions. There's room for all of those guys to make the All NBA defense in a given year. Can you not understand that?
But okay,
but even if he's at center, he'll still make it. Only Shaq will be in front of him.
Here's my point. God, I'm not seeing this. Oh my God.
So you just saying he played weak competition and took advantage. That's basically what you guys be saying.
No, I'm saying the center position.
And if you want to do that,
I'm saying the center position was clearly weaker.
I mean,
you're saying he won most of them as a power forward. If the center position,
but he also won it when he was once Robinson retired in 04, 03, 04 is his first year. With Duncan is the center, but they would still list him at power forward because guess what? Okay, let's list him at power forward. It's been a position he's been playing. Let me just find somebody else to, bro. Like, if he had the restriction of, wait, no, he's a center. He's not a power forward anymore. Then it's a different, mind you, he still would have made it because you got fucking Ben Wallace and Brad Miller making the All-Star team at center in these positions in these years.
I'm just saying, I played both positions, and
but that's what I'm saying. Okay, can y'all please
power forward as I did as a center, but
exactly
I had to play power forward because we had somebody that was slightly better at the center position. So
no. This is the.
All right, CW, I'm gonna hit you up and we're gonna set this debate up.
Yeah, I'm not debating that shit because I'm gonna lose it. I already know I'm gonna lose it because nobody sees my point. But here's the thing, right? Popovich was smart enough to know. Popovich was smart enough to know it don't matter who I play, what 5 I start. Whether I start Malik Rose or not, see, that's what happened too. Malik Rose, I would start some bum ass Argentinian guy, and then it's basically Duncan going to play most center, and I'm going to bring in Malik Rose off the bench, and then I'm going to go, and Duncan's going to play like 20 something minutes at center, and Malik Rose going to get his 20 something minutes, and that bum that I started, he'll get his 25 minutes. So Duncan is now still a power forward, but effectively he is my center because he's my center even with that bum ass Fabricio Alberto or Francisco Elson or whatever other bum they would put in the position. But Malik Rose is probably going to play getting good minutes in. So really, see, that's what I'm saying, man. This is all I'm saying is more available position. So I'm not down in Duncan as a top overall player. But if you guys want to talk about the 27 versus Akeem, well, Akeem was for in his prime every single year could have been an All-NBA team. But some years they probably looked at Ewing and Mark Eaton or whatever when Mark Eaton got 5 something. Look, Akeem Olajuwon is the all-time leading shot blocker in average and all time. Doesn't that put him over Duncan right there in that vein?
But even if you take away all NBAs and everything, what they gotta do is Duncan.
See, I'm not gonna. But that's the thing. That's the point. I'm not looking at all. Somebody brought up All NBA as that means he was better for longer. No. He was getting All NBAs when he wasn't even in his prime. That's and the reason why, because he could get it at center.
Well,
Well, the
But he
center
led
position.
the playoff in blocks 5 times though. So it's like even if he
Okay,
had center, he
I'm
still.
not denying, but I'm not denying that. So did Akeem.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not denying
They
that.
both great. They both good, great players. That's why.
Now look. This whole thing started. I asked, what would if Duncan was only a center? If he was drafted to Boston, they probably never would have played him at power forward. I think we all can probably agree to that, right? Because even what Boston had, Boston had 2 good forwards. They would eventually get Pierce, right? So it's Pierce, Walker, and Duncan. Duncan would have been the center. If Duncan would have went to Orlando, he would have been the center. So let's just in his world, he is a center.
By his first 2 years, he still made All NBA.
You know what?
And
Again,
Carmelo was in the league.
CW. If he had left your Spurs if he'd have left your Spurs and went to the Magic by the need, first of all, you got T-Mac, who you can still play, but you're going to have Grant Hill. You're probably going to play Duncan at center. You're probably going to play another power forward. And maybe they never drafted. Remember, they never drafted Dwight Howard because they never dunked into the lottery to get Dwight Howard. So Dwight Howard was on another team. Duncan would have played center, and it's fine because it's the need of the team. Duncan could have. I completely understand. Duncan could have played either position, really, and that's the thing, right? Center. Amari is a power forward. AD is a power forward. In this era, they can play power forward and they can play center because the center position is weak. It's still weak. It's been weak since 2000. It's been weak this whole decade. And how do I know it was weak?
All right, so what that guy do with Tim Duncan playoff wins, the 3rd most ever? What they got to do? He went against other positions.
Okay, so you're coming up with a different argument, though, bro.
Tim Duncan was playing majority center before the 2010s even took away. Like 5 years before, like in his championship he won in 2005, he was playing majority big man minutes, center minutes.
Which I agree, Casual, and that's my point. And he's still able to get All NBA at forward playing center, which again, the center is usually better than the power forward anyway because he's a bigger player.
But he didn't though.
What do you mean he didn't?
Those years that he's playing majority center minutes.
Hold on. Let's look. Let's look.
In 05, in 05, he 55% of the time that he played on the floor was at the center position.
So let's look at it. Hold on.
He made first team All NBA. He made first team All NBA with Shaquille O'Neal, Dirk Nowitzki at the forward spot as well.
Okay, hold on. So let's go because you got it out now. 2006-07. That's the first year where Basketball Reference lists him as a center, right? Right?
Yeah.
Y'all with me? Okay, so he made first All NBA defense and offense. And let me see what team they put him on. Let me see what position they put him at.
He made he's made second team All NBA that year.
No, I'm gonna go 06-07. 06-07. All NBA defense.
Okay, 06-07.
All NBA teams by year. Okay. 06-07. Now he's playing center, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Because I need to see them to put a 06-07. Hold on.
Amari Stoudemire and Dirk Nowitzki was the
okay. Tim Duncan is playing center by minutes, and what All NBA? What position is he put on All NBA?
Forward.
Okay. 2007-08. He's playing center, right? As you said.
Mm-hmm.
What position are they putting him at?
Wait, which one?
Second team. 07-08. He's playing majority of his minutes in center. What position is he listed at for All NBA?
07-08.
Forward. And we can repeat the same thing for 09 and 2010. So he's playing the majority of his minutes at one position, yet he's listed on the All-NBA team at a different position 4 years in a row. Hold on, because the first year he didn't make it, I believe, was 2011.
Mm-hmm.
So 2011 is the first time he has not been an All-NBA player in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Now he also didn't make it in 2012, the lockout year.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you got let's look at All NBA. Let's look at the All NBA centers. I'm sorry, bro. I hate to laugh, but the All NBA centers in 2012 was Dwight Howard first. Okay, he's legitimate. Andrew fucking Bynum is second team All NBA, and Tyson Chandler. Come on, man. Are you not understanding how weak the center position is now?
Two of them got defensive player of the year.
I was about to say at the
that's
time,
fine because guess what?
But
it's the standard for DPOY is weaker.
Hey, Joakim Noah got defensive player of the year too, don't he?
Yes. Bro,
okay, now what year in the 90s? Hold on, but what year in the 90s did any of them win in DPOY?
Bro, you are making it seem.
But Tim Duncan made All NBA over dudes like Karl Malone.
All right, I'm gonna go for. Okay, so let me go from 87 to 88. 87 to 88.
Bro,
no.
Why are you
87 to 88?
Please. Y'all are killing me. Y'all are killing me.
Why is this an argument?
Really killing me. No. Because I want to show you what the standard for an All NBA center was. I'm gonna go.
We understand that.
Hold on.
I already agree with you about the shit.
Okay, no, I know you do, but for those that still doubt me, like Travis and everybody else that ran up off the panel, let me go to 84, 85. There's only two All NBA positions. Hold on, there's only, but I know Hawk, I'm with you, but I gotta land this. There's only two positions in 84. I'm gonna just name them: Moses and Hakeem. Moses and Kareem, first and second. 86, Kareem and Olajuwon. 88, 87, Hakeem and Moses. 88, Hakeem and Patrick. 89, Hakeem, Patrick, Parrish. That's the first year you have three All NBA teams, right? 90, Patrick first team, Hakeem second team, Robinson third team. 91, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Olajuwon. David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Doherty. Hakeem, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson. Hakeem, David Robinson, Shaquille. Mind you, first year in the league, Shaquille wasn't good enough to make an All-NBA team because he's a center. He can't make it over Larry Johnson, Charles Barkley, or Derek Coleman, who he's clearly better than because he's a center. I need y'all to understand. Please let me live. David Robinson, Shaquille, Olajuwon. David Robinson, Hakeem, Shaquille. Team, Patrick Ewing, Shaquille. Shaquille, David Robinson, Mutombo. Olajuwon, I've been mourning, first team, 99. This is the lockout year. We're in the lockout year now. Shaquille, Olajuwon. Now look, Olajuwon is a little bit washed. He's a little bit washed. He's still great, but he's a little bit washed, and he's making all big. So this is Shaquille, Olajuwon. Shaquille Mourning, Robinson. Shaquille Mutombo, Robinson. Shaquille, Dirk. Now, Dirk got to be a center. I guess they listed him in 02. They put him in a center. Cool. Mutombo. Now, Shaquille, Ben Wallace.
In a damn center.
I know, but they got him in center at 1 year. I guess he might have played most of his minutes at center in 02. But whatever. I'm not going to. See, here we go. Shaquille, Ben Wallace. Okay, Yao Ming. All right. Shaquille, Amari, Ben Wallace. See, Amari's not even a center. He's not even a center. He's playing center because he's in the D'Antoni system. Shaquille, Ben Wallace, Yao Ming. See, again, you got guys that these guys. I'm sorry, Ben Wallace did not even start in the 90s. But guys, Ben Wallace did not start in the 90s. He did not start. I just want you to understand. Look, hold on, Casual. By 2010, y'all laughing. But by 2010,
the shush was crazy.
He's just saying stuff like he wouldn't.
No, I wanted y'all to get this, man. Look at the quality of names. You don't have any bums making center. The All NBA team at center, and from 84 up to 2000, the biggest bum you have is Mutombo, who's a fucking 4-time DPOY. And legit, because let's be real, Mutombo was a better defender than Ben Wallace. He just was. He just was more dominant. Come on. Ben Wallace was a role player and again, because of central position, and I'm gonna tell you what made it weak. What made it weak was the high school players coming in and not having any post game. So again, I'm just saying the quality of what you needed to be to win the All NBA and the competition. Remember, Brad Daugherty was made one out of his 8 years because the competition was that stiff. Now you got Ben Wallace, who wasn't even a starter. He wasn't even drafted. Bro, come on. Non-drafted players were
But
not
Tim
being.
Duncan,
What the fuck?
Tim Duncan still got MVPs and was top 5 in MVP. That's against the whole
Okay,
league, and he still
okay,
got
you're right.
playoff
I'm not. See,
success.
that's a different argument. I'm only on the All NBA argument because I just proved that Duncan, while playing center, made the All NBA team 4 times at forward. So he's able. So you're not giving that. But you're not giving that leeway to Keem Olajuwon because he was never listed at power forward.
Power forward.
Okay, but you just told me that. But hold casual. You just said he was playing center. He was playing the majority.
Yes, he played majority position at the. He played majority.
So then don't you understand the being able to? Well, hold on. Okay, you're right, and I agree. But being able to flip between both positions gave him the ability to make the All NBA teams, which is a bit of a mirage, bro. Because if they were thinking, let's just list Otis Thorpe as center and let Akeem Olajuwon be able to qualify a power forward, or let's do the same for you.
But he got winners at power forwards too, though. He a back-to-back MVP.
Because
in the league.
You're going. I'm not taking MVP away.
Because KG during the same time is fluctuating from 4 to 5 on the back end of the 2000s as well.
You're right, but that's the no. Because KD played with legitimate centers. He played power forward really until he got to Boston.
KG. No, even on the back end of the Timberwolves. He was still spotting minutes at the center position more often.
Okay, cool. But see, guess what? Then he also has the advantage. Okay, then good. He has the advantage as well. But I'm not arguing about KD being in the top 10 now, am I? This all started casual. This all started because I said that Tim Duncan is not a top 10 player. And the reason why, and the first thing they wanted to throw in my face is the 30 teams, 30 All-NBA defensive team, or 30 teams between offense and defense. And what the thing I'm saying is it's a little bit of a fraud because he got 9 available positions based on the fact that if you want to say his versatility, you telling me that Keem wasn't as versatile. You telling me that if Akeem played on the same team with Robinson, that he wouldn't have had the same ability?
I don't know. I'm not doing this hypothetical.
That's hypothetical, though.
Yeah,
see, that's what I'm again. But okay, so it's hypothetical. It's not hypothetical for Duncan because he was able to take advantage of the dual position list.
He actually did it though, because he actually did it.
So then again, it's still an advantage that he had. The other player, the other big man did it. Because again, remember, I'm going. So
it don't got nothing to do with his success though, of winning against everybody in the league.
No,
it could be a contribution while not being the sole reason. Like he had to still produce. He still had to go out there and actually impact the game.
No, I get it, but again, his production is less. He's getting 20. He's not blocking.
He led the league. No, he led the playoff and blocked 5 times.
And his impact.
So did Akeem.
But they both good players, but that don't got nothing to do with Tim Duncan.
Yeah,
but when you separate them, it's the success Tim Duncan had.
I want y'all to remember the crux of the argument. The crux of the argument was, see, that's the thing y'all missing. If I only had to judge Duncan as a center, if I had to judge him against the guys that were only center, where am I ranking him? See, y'all bringing up.
He might be top 5. He still might be top 5.
Okay, he might be, arguably, but I think he's actually 6th. I don't think he's better than Will.
Nigga, what is we talking about?
He said 6 because you don't got Ergo. Come on.
Oh my God, bro.
Bro, you can't even say 5.
Why? Because he's not. Is he better than Shaq?
That's arguable.
Yes, I think.
Okay, arguable.
Because how you gonna get Shaq credit and not him though? Because Shaq played the same as he did.
Shaq is only a center.
Huh?
Shaq is only a center.
I don't know where we got to a point where we just start penalizing niggas for being versatile.
But you said he played weak centers in that league. You told us to name some centers. That's the same center Shaq playing when he 3-peated.
Okay, but Shaq also played in the great big man era as well. Shaq had 7 years. Hold on, now though. Shaq got 7. Matter of fact, Shaq got his ass bust by Robinson. He got his ass bust by fucking hell. He got his ass bust by
Duncan. Tim Duncan. That's when he won a championship.
He got his ass bust by Rick Spence. They got swept by the fucking Pacers.
Yeah, he got his ass swept by Tim Duncan too. Yeah.
But yeah, he got his ass swept by Rick Smits. And you notice Rick Smits, if he played in the 2000, probably would have been an All-NBA center at least 3 or 4 times. You see what I'm saying?
Come on, bro. Stop.
Come on, my
Rick
Ryan
Smith averaged 9 points, 40% for his career. Like, stop.
Okay, no, he averaged better than that. But again, he also swept Shaq in his first playoff series.
Not only him, though, he had Reggie Miller and them too. Like, that was only him.
Okay, and Shaq had Penny Hardaway. Come on,
well, that helped my case then over Tim Duncan.
I was about to say, didn't the Spurs sweep the Lakers too?
Yeah, the Spurs swept them once. They also hold on. They also got swept by the Lakers too by an average of 20 of 30 of 25
so
points.
now you mentioning what he did to them.
See,
at first we had no problem mentioning Rick Smith. We had no problem mentioning that.
No, wait. I don't have a problem mentioning anything. See, the thing is, we don't went to so many side arguments that we forgot about the original argument.
But your argument is not much of an argument because everybody agrees with
you. If I only could judge Duncan as a center, he is not a power forward at all. He's a center, like the rest of the guys. But I rank him.
Even though he played a power
forward. But you still got him in like a high rate, though. You still got him 6. That's a high rate. You think highly of him, then?
I think there were 6 7-footers. So let's just say Duncan's a 7-footer. I think there were 5 7-footers, and I'm mind you, I'm including Russell, who's not even a 7-footer, but he's a center. It don't matter. He played 7 feet, right? I think Russell, Will, Hakeem, Shaq, and with Russell, Will, Hakeem, Shaq, and Kareem are all considerably better than Tim Duncan. Period. And I honestly, I think Moses is better than him. But guess what? Since he had more accolades than Moses, I put him over Moses for the accolades alone.
He got more accolades than Hakeem and Shaq too, though. Like,
see it again. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You missed the point. CJ. He just went back into the malaise. He has more accolades because he's a power forward. He got to get power forward.
That don't got nothing to do with his position.
CJ, just listen. He had to get power forward accolades at center when he was a center. Hakeem never had that luxury. It's a
but that don't got nothing to do with his playoff success and winning, though.
Okay, so now we're gonna go playoff success and winning, and again, I'm gonna talk about error as well because again, I'm sorry, there's no MJ and MJ.
Oh, so you're gonna take away from Kobe and them?
Prime MJ. What happened?
You gotta take away from everybody his era then now.
Okay, the winning. All right, okay, great. Let me ask you. Okay, go hog. I'm bad. I'm hogging it because y'all
you gotta watch that whole era then, basically.
All I said once you say you gotta take away from Kobe, no, the fuck you not.
That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Open the Pandora's box.
Well,
no, but he's saying we era.
Duncan had to lose.
Quiet, goddammit.
Duncan got to lose a record against Kobe, don't he?
Kobe, my second favorite player. So
he went back to back. See, here's the thing, right? I said this about Duncan. Duncan year one got to play with a Hall of Famer. Duncan year one got to play with a Hall of Famer. And let me not be, because I know Ralph Sampson was on a Hall of Fame path. And let's just say first 3 years.
Did Kobe not come into the league with Shaq on the team?
So why are you talking about Kobe? I'm not comparing Kobe right now. I'm comparing Hakeem.
Didn't Magic when he first came in?
Bro, I'm not comparing Magic or Kobe right now. I'm comparing Hakeem. Guys.
Didn't Hakeem come into the league with Ralph Sampson?
I just said Ralph Sampson. Hold on. See, this is why you got to let me finish and land my plane, Cash. Please, Cash, let me have it. Look, the first 3 years, even though Ralph Sampson is not in the Hall of Fame, I'm going to say he was with a Hall of Famer, right? So the first 3 years. Hold on. Now there's about, hold on. 3 years. So then we up to 88. Casual. Please, you gotta let me talk, bro. Y'all had this conversation. This whole stream is because of your conversation, Casual.
Oh my god!
I started this conversation actually.
Right?
That's it. And I didn't say that shit about Melo. Casual did.
Hold on. You didn't. Okay, my bad. I just wanted to because I said I might have misheard you. But hold on. From 88, I think from 88, let's say Ralph Sampson got traded in 88. From 88 to 95, and this second part of 95, Akeem did not play with a Hall of Famer. Duncan did. Duncan played with a Hall of Famer every single year of his career. Right? Is that not true?
Did he? Wait, what?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I know what I see what he's saying. Okay.
But every single year, because even in Kawhi years, Kawhi is going to go to the Hall of Fame. And let's just say, even when Kawhi wasn't a Hall of Famer earlier, he was a Hall of Fame by the time Duncan retired. So Duncan got to play all 20 years with a Hall of Famer. Akeem got 7 years in his prime with no Hall of Famer. Yet he still won a championship and won the second one back-to-back once he got a Hall of Famer. Is that true?
Why you niggas quiet?
I didn't hear what he said. He broke up for me. What did he say? You there? Bro.
I heard him at the end. We said, "Is that true, man?"
Yeah, I didn't hear what he said before.
Oh, he said
it's also true that
I can't remember what the years was. He just said that King played a large portion of his career without a Hall of Famer, and Duncan played 20 years with a Hall of Famer. Is that true?
But when we go down that hole, we gotta say Hakeem a top 3, like, because he had the less help from a lot of all-time greats. So it's I'm just going by what he did.
Yeah, I'm
the players they have.
Because we could say like he played with Hall of Famers, but like the same thing that I say when people be acting like Bill Russell just always like every single player that he played with was playing at that level throughout the entirety of their tenure together. Like they don't just because they turned into Hall of Famers don't mean they were playing at that level for the entirety of their.
That's what I was about to. The only pushback that I have to that, you're right, but the only pushback I have to his point is those great players make you a Hall of Famer. Pau Gasol wasn't going to a Hall of Fame. Neither was Bosh.
Hold on. Okay. So we don't Bro, y'all know we did 2 hours of this stream and we barely mentioned LeBron twice. And so anybody that think I'm a LeBron hate channel, we talked about it. We talked about Trae Young. We done talked about it. We ain't talk about LeBron today.
I don't know what brought him up, bro.
Oh, I don't know. Somebody was talking about Bosh, so I
said I just said that there's certain players that make their teammates Hall of Famers.
Yeah, he was saying.
Yeah, I got you.
People wouldn't be Hall of Famers.
But I mean, come on, bro.
I would say Manu and Kawhi was gonna go regardless, but Tony Parker wasn't.
I don't know about.
Well, you can't say about Manu.
I don't know about Manu.
I used to doubt Parker. I used to doubt Parker, but Parker wound up proving himself, bro.
Manu was a problem. I don't care what team he was on.
No. It's not to say he's not a problem, but there's niggas that were problems that still ain't made it to the Hall of Fame yet, and they've been retired for 20 years.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to assess him being a problem with. They never won if he had a bad series.
They won in 2003 and he had a bad series.
What, in the finals?
Yeah.
He definitely had a decent series in the finals. 13 he had a bad series.
Oh, let me see. Yeah, Manu gave you in the finals of 2003 gave you 8.7 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 2 assists.
He was in a 6-man role too, right?
30,
he was like
he was a 6-man.
Yeah, he was just coming into his own, bro.
Shooting 34.
But in Tim Duncan best years, he really didn't have like a
he
top.
didn't. We're not saying he never had. We're not saying he never had like no help and nothing like that. But we saying.
And Manu basically in the Hall of Fame too, based on team success that we did overseas.
That's a fact because they take everything into account. However, all I'm saying is the production that he gave is not what I mean, Tony Parker came into his own, but again, he had an easier path.
Is
That's what we was
Manu and
arguing
Tim
about
Duncan a
last night.
franchise player? I mean, Montel and Parker, they franchise players.
There, boy.
Nah, but casual. When we was talking last night, and I was talking about people making other people's jobs easier when they have a team around them, right? This is what I'm talking about. Tony Parker. When Tony Parker got that Finals MVP,
yeah,
you're getting easier play because Duncan's there.
Yeah.
So y'all making my point though, because you basically saying they only Hall of Famers.
I'm not debating against Duncan. I'm just making a point off what we was talking about last night.
We're talking about in a general sense, like typically, like your excellence spreads out to others to where the game opens up alongside. Yeah, that's all. That's all he was saying.
Look. Now, since he brought him up, that was my point last night when we was going back and forth, casual. When I was talking about Miami and Cleveland.
I'm trying to remember.
I'm glad we off the Duncan. Are we getting off? Are we?
We ain't gonna get into that. We ain't gonna get into that because this. But you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Philip Fry, because casual, you got casual.
I'm a dumb fuck. No, bro, come on. Fuck
damn, why? Damn, Philip.
Hey, Fry's my guy, yo. Fry's my guy. Shout out to Fry is my guy. He's an LA Clippers fan.
It be when I got time to talk to y'all when niggas just start calling me names, but you ain't coming up. Nigga, I want to hear your voice. I think the nigga said
that's crazy. I don't want to hear no voice.
Bro, nah, but this the same nigga that said that I sound like somebody.
Hey, casual. This is the same guy that had Johnny stuttering when he came. He had Johnny.
What happened?
Yeah, bro. I want to hear. Nah, it's a dude in the chat that's like he been calling me names
my God
and shit like that. But I want to hear him. I want to hear him give a take.
Look,
I'm stupid, tell me why I'm stupid. Damn,
he said he at work, man. Come on, man. You know, look, I'm in the hotel. I can't even yell for so loud.
Tell nigga take a 15. Tell him take a 15.
Take a 20, nigga. Get in that car, nigga.
Yeah, I missed it. What's going on?
I don't know.
Fry got casual. Yo,
casual beef with somebody.
That's a day one, man. Philip Fry, one of my day one.
Nigga, man. Damn, man.
Oh, they coming at casual. Dang.
Nah,
he called him a dumb.
It's all good. It's
so good. Look, we got. Look, I know I had to go. Look, again, I'm 10 toes down. I'm not, me. CW is my man, but I have to go at his favorite player, man. Like he go at mine. Y'all go at
what you're saying though, King, bro. I know the logic you making because he wouldn't have got a lot of them awards, but they don't got nothing. They don't take away from his MVPs and his playoff success.
But CJ, I'm only shooting down that one part.
He's just shooting down the argument that they made against him with using that All NBA shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
He ain't saying that Duncan was a bum though.
It took me a minute, but everybody got because I'm not number one. The next one is Duncan came into a 50-win
because you was talking like JB. They got off because you was talking like JB.
No, because everybody kept stepping on my point. But no. I keep telling, look, this is JB. This is his style. He is really good at this. He the one that got me in, like he started going live on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, we go live on Facebook. I'm like, yo, I'm sick of typing at these niggas. Let me go live too. But he is really good at making a point of soliloquy like that and telling a story. And I keep telling him he does it on Facebook. Record, save the ones you put on Facebook, and then send it to YouTube and just like put it on your own channel, because that's a great format for that. People will listen to you talk for 20 minutes at a time, and it's like, you could make it into your own little video rant and put it on, but he just keeps it on YouTube, on Facebook. Y'all got to tell JB with me, put your soliloquies on Facebook, because here in the live chat, I keep telling you, you got to go a little quicker with your points. Because you can't get 15-20 minutes at a time, like you gotta. But I mean,
people just gotta listen. He be speaking fast. I be listening.
He came on Sports T, bro. He came on Sports T one time, and he had Laker fans fucking giving him a standing ovation because she gave him the floor to just break it down, because he always does that. His whole thing is how LeBron And I hate, but how LeBron came to his team and systematically broke everything the Lakers were about
Ruined
down.
my goddamn team.
Yeah, ruined my team. That's how, and he feels the way a lot of Laker fans feel. They want to believe that every Laker fan loves. I ain't trying not to mention them because motherfucking economy will come, pull up the transcript. Oh look, see, talk about LeBron.
I mean, you can look
Even
at
though
it
we
two
had
ways
2
though,
hours
Tubbo.
talking about everybody else.
Well, you can look at it two ways though. Like,
Yeah,
even
what's
though
up,
I
bro?
don't count the
Hey, can we do
go
some
ahead,
Tim Duncan footage in the playback?
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
yeah. Hell yeah.
See,
There's-
I had
I
to
ain't
look
gonna-
at yo.
No,
After-
dead ass, C-Dub. I ain't gonna hold you. I've been itching to wanna, cause I swear by the 06 series of the Dallas Mavericks versus San Antonio Spurs, that is some of the best fundamental basketball you will see.
Yeah.
I swear,
Which series?
06 Dallas Mavericks versus San Antonio Spurs.
I ain't gonna lie
Great
to you,
dude.
Bro, from start to
dude.
finish.
01 Lakers versus Spurs was better.
Oh, you said 01? Nah, the problem I have with like 01 is I think offensively for the Spurs, they weren't nowhere near as polished.
Nah.
Oh, I ain't care nothing about them. This ain't about them.
Oh, it's about the Lakers.
This ain't about them.
Just so y'all know, fellas, the Cash App
Kobe-
and the
Kobe
Cash
was
App and the,
cooking.
hold on.
Oh, my fault.
Programming note, the Cash App and the YouTube. Like I said, man, help. And look, no real talk. I mean, I'm humbly asking for donations. But even if y'all don't do that, man, please like and subscribe. Please get some people to like and subscribe. Let's liven this up, man. I want to do this every night.
Goddammit.
Yeah, share it. Comment afterwards.
Definitely.
Comment post stream. Come on in, listen to your favorite point. Send the comments because that helps the numbers. Everything that helps the numbers helps the channel grow. We really appreciate it, man. Like I said, I'm having fun doing this. It's a real honor and pleasure to come on here and have this show. Thank you, C-Dub, for giving me the opportunity. And this, that, and the third. But yeah, we up here and I'm telling you, we trying to do it better than the rest of these niggas out here, bro. Look, we trying to do it better than Players Choice. We know we already better than the FYF and Go Chase Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the other live panels. Shit, we better than Ticket TV panel. At least the panel. I'm not saying Ticket is a great Ticket and Carcino. Y'all great. Ticket, Carcino, and I'm on Carcino's panel a lot. Carcino is a great storyteller. So is Ticket. But they panels got a bunch of dummies up there. We trying to do sports content. You know what I'm saying? Nah, real talk, cause I be on Carcino's panel. Them niggas is dumb. Shout out to Jersey Gay. Shout out to
y'all
Jersey
can all
Gay.
shine together, man.
Yeah, I don't think we gotta do it. I don't think we gotta do it.
These are dumbass
It's gonna
niggas.
be a podcast war.
These dumbass
All the
niggas.
podcasts going to war.
Listen,
Real talk.
niggas. Listen, Go James Kingdom and them niggas about to make a diss track for your ass.
Right?
They already did. That's all good. Give me
Nah, they ain't had no features. They gonna feature them niggas next.
Cool. You see, I just like the Ho said, for all you other shots and jigger, you only get half a bar. Fuck y'all niggas, be for real. Like y'all gonna give me bars. It's all good.
I would say this though. I do feel like for niggas that really do want to see what Kobe looked like at his best in terms of like his shot making ability and how it translates to actually winning, I don't even feel like you need to go to the Boston Celtics series in 08 or 2010. If you just go to San Antonio versus the Lakers in 08, I feel like that justifies perfectly how good
Or
Kobe
Denver,
was.
that Denver series.
Or him versus Denver. Or the Suns was crazy.
Yeah, because like Kobe's tough shot making was one thing. Because I always say like I think like doing Kobe at his best was like him waging his tough shot making to be able to like force the defense to have to like send 2-3 and then he'll kick it out to a shooter. But like in 08, but he wasn't even like doing nothing crazy in terms of like hitting moves on nobody. He was just getting to a spot. And then, like, as soon as he got there, the defense just lost their fucking mind. Like, the Spurs threw TP and Bruce on his ass. And he just like, thank you. D
Cook.
Fish, knock this bitch down real quick.
Killer.
Nigga get Tim Duncan on the perimeter.
Nigga, 44 and 16 is insane.
Like, bro, this nigga was going bananas. I was like, nah, this nigga's different.
And casual. That's what a lot of LeBron fans gotta do. Go back and watch them Kobe tapes because they gonna have a different perspective on him.
They don't. They just watch. They just look at the box score, bro. They look at the box score. They look at, oh, he shot 45%. Oh, he's trash.
They just say 16 and 6. That's all they say.
I feel a lot of people when they like.
Man, but that's a dumbass. And then you look at what they did when they was guarding each other. Then it's a different story.
Yeah,
I feel a lot. I looked at Joe too.
When a lot of niggas be talking about Bron in the 2000s, and a lot of niggas just be looking at him through the lens of like the all around play, and especially like his impact in terms of slashing. But truth be told, a lot of the shit that niggas saying about Giannis and like his rim running and shit like that was essentially Bron. Like how all
that's
you had
what happened in 07.
Like that was essentially Bron. Like the game.
That's all they did in 07, bro.
Yeah. So like I don't know. I feel like you could make a case in like 2010, maybe for like him being over Kobe at that point, because I think Kobe athleticism started to drop off towards that time period. But 08, 07, 08, 09, I don't care what Bron was doing. He could win all the MVPs he wanted to, bro. You're not surpassing what Kobe was doing in the playoffs. Half the shit Kobe was doing in the regular season during that time period
was bullshit.
But
it was the same shit that we was talking about when we was talking about OKC them. Like, bro, when you got this many rings, motherfuckers be chilling during the season. I mean, you still hoop, you still gotta hit your mark for your games. Yeah. But the playoffs is when you do your damage, bro.
Nah, that's
so your casual read the screen, so you know you dealing with Fry the nut, bro.
LeBron travels so Giannis could fly. Yeah, bro, and now Giannis is
flying
like a
That's
eagle,
a good
man.
That's a funny joke.
Patrick,
but that's a fact though.
Patrick Ewing,
because he the first one I seen really traveling and they ain't call it.
Tell him.
But no, what Casual just said though, to your point, don't that like kind? And it's kind of crazy that LeBron got the MVPs. Shouldn't have been Kobe, and now it wouldn't be no argument. But I think LeBron getting them MVPs, you got a better case to compare him to Kobe.
They ain't like Kobe.
Let me ask y'all a good question. Hold on. Let me ask y'all a good question. What was the last time y'all think anybody was robbed for MVP? What was the last main MVP? Matter of fact, 2000. Give me your biggest 3 MVP robberies.
Westbrook MVP.
So you think who do you think should have won it?
Harden.
I think Harden should win it, and I think Shaq should win AI's. And probably
I'm giving AI that.
Because he had like the second worst shoot percentage in NBA history as a
bro. But you gotta look at his team, bro. He's the only offensive option.
I know, but that jump just like nasty work, man.
But think about it though, bro. If nobody else on your team can score, bro, they know you have to shoot. They're gonna double up on you. They just did the same thing to Paige Bueckers the other day. She had 44. They had 4 defenders on her, bro.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
She had 6 points again.
Yeah, I might rock with Hawks.
Westbrook.
Nah, with the Shaq one. I say that's the only time where I feel like he got robbed. But truth be told, I don't feel like none of them niggas got robbed because the niggas that won the MVP, I think they had a legitimate case for getting it.
Nah, they actually had a legitimate
case. I think Nash had a legitimate case.
Here go with me and Casual. Hold on. Here go with me and Casual agree. Me and Casual agree 100%. There are no MVP robberies. You got to understand what the MVP narrative is and what the voters look for.
But here's the problem: it's never consistent. That's the problem.
It's a story on award.
If you had a consistent thing, if you had consistent criteria, I wouldn't say that. But it's never consistent, bro.
But the thing is, let me tell you the consistency it is, Paul.
But we just talked about this last night.
I got you. I'm gonna put my spin on it. It's a narrative award. It's literally a narrative award because guess who? Since 1970 or whatever, when they switched it over, who's voting for it? The media. The
Right.
media loves like we coming from an era of the print media. Now it's the clickbait media, but we come. So whoever you can write the best story about, and this is why Nash won back-to-back years, because Nash was a dude that came out of nowhere, was a fucking backup, and then you put him in the Mike D'Antoni system, and Phoenix already flew from mediocre team to like 59 wins or whatever, and they won 54 the next year, or whatever, 54, and then so Nash came out of nowhere, and that's why. And Kobe's team, unfortunately, because it was post Shaq, they were losing one year, and the next year they won 45. So now again, you're right. 'Cause it was 45, huh?
47.
It was 47. Okay, so it was like a 6 or 7 game, and that was something Uncut Hoops. I think Scab Attack. He made the point.
It's 7 games, bro. Russ just won it off triple doubles, and he was the 6th seed.
But you know what the narrative that year was? It was KD left the team. No. It's the narrative. See, that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying though. But Hawk, that's what I'm saying. Because it's a narrative award, they wrote the story. Number one, the first triple double in
but
third.
He was chasing a triple double though. Like
wait. No, okay, he was, but they needed.
It don't matter. They don't care.
It don't matter because they needed them triple doubles for him to win. Now look at Russell. When Russell gets a triple double in his career, his team has a 75. That's a 60 game pace. So they need every time he got a triple double, they needed him. Now I get it. They were letting him get rebounds. Cool, but here's the thing about Russell. When he gets a rebound,
he gone.
He gone. He can lead a fast break. That actually is again, for people they call Magic a fast break merchant, I still can't understand people look at the game that way. Nigga, getting the fast break is what it's literally what you play for.
Who the fuck said that?
Like that's like saying
I'll never talk to you again about sports. You say some shit like that to me.
That's like saying, you are in baseball, you are bases loaded merchant, you a grand slam merchant. Like nigga, hitting a home run with 3 guys on base is what you literally play the game for. Like to score 4 runs off of 1 hit. Like that's like saying a power play merchant. Oh, he can only score a power play. Good. Like in hockey, when a guy gets penalized, you have a 5 and a 4.
Word, bro. What
what you're talking about.
But see, this is the point.
My man, a sports guy.
Hey,
I studied and played and like all sports. Like I'm not a big hockey guy, but I know in hockey. You get a guy off the court. You can have a 5-on-3. After the third guy, you can't have a 5-on-2, right? So the third guy will go to you got to take him out, and then when one guy gets out the penalty box, the next guy comes in, and he has to go in the penalty box. Yeah, but that's like saying
this is my only problem with the pass, bro. Will got robbed.
Again, the players voted. So you looking at numbers,
but he still got robbed. Goddammit.
I don't think so because they're going to put up 50. Again, and Oscar got the triple double, and they still gave it to Russ. You know why? Because they knew that Russ won more. That Russ won games. They got the numbers, but he won the games. They feared. Russ was. This is what. Hold on, no. It's more than that though.
Hey,
Russ was so bad. I'm telling you, Jerry West. I think it was another All-Star that said this. Russ was so bad. I mean, he was so terrorizing. No. I'm going up for a wide open layup.
Bill was that
I'm
guy.
going up for a wide open layup against the Celtics.
He should still have 4.
And I thought I heard Russ's footsteps. And I looked back. And Russ was coming. But I fucked up the layup. I blew the layup because I was scared that he was going to get me on a chase down. And when I got the fast break, he was, no, you got to understand this. If you're making all-star though. Yeah, but see, here the problem was still, and I'm not calling Still the loser because that's not fair. But still, when it came down to money, see, shout out to JB because this is his catchphrase. When it came down to money time, Still came up low. He came up small. Russ came up big every time, and that was a difference.
He didn't.
Now look, what you mean he didn't? He's 10-0 in sevens.
Listen. This is my only problem with this shit.
Russell.
Yeah, it's Mark Russell.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
This is my only problem with these. Now, I love Bill, right? Now, he's that guy. He came up big in all these games, right?
Mm-hmm.
But again, this is the argument that I have about all these other players with all the help. It makes your job so much easier. Now, it's not his fault who the team drafted, but I have to look at your job in context. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you something, Hawk. When Wilt finally broke through and won, what happened? What happened? What did he do? Why did he win?
He took a lot of
help.
No. Okay, it's a lot more than that. He had help early as well. Now I get Russell had more.
Oh, you talking about him but not being as selfish?
Exactly. Alex Hannum, his coach. Hold on.
That's all
Alex Hannum
true,
said,
bro.
You see how Russell plays? This is what we don't need the 40 and 30. We need you to do what he does. And I guarantee you'll win. And what did he do? He started playing like Russ. It wasn't the other way around. Russ didn't need to go, let me go get 50 and 37. I don't have to match up with him like that.
Nah. But Russ had better players on his team than Wilt did, though.
But that's a real simplistic way of looking at it. And
I'm not blaming Russ or nothing like that. All I'm saying is if I look at it, right, and I'm looking at my team, I'm looking at Russ's team. If I'm not if I haven't had a mature mind about this game, I'm like, well, these niggas ass. They about to torch them. I gotta get 50.
I'm gonna tell you something. The best athlete on the Celtics was Bill Russell. And it's not even close.
That's true.
He was the only guy.
That doesn't mean that your teammates weren't better than the other teammates, though.
But it's not. It's more simple. It's not as simple as that. He was the only guy that's over 6'7" on a lot of those teams. Like it would be the only other guy 6'7" was like Tommy Heinsohn and what's that other guy? Bill Sharman. Bill Sharman was his power forward at 6. It wasn't like they was like the stars. What they were was better coach. Not necessarily Hawk, but what they were better coach and better organized. They were much better organized. And that's part of it. But they were organized because Russ allowed everybody else to flourish. And that's the thing. He was the facilitator. If you start
this is my argument, though, bro. This is what I'm saying. That he was mentally, he was more mature. All I'm saying is Wilt's looking at this team and he's like, yo, his teammates are better. If I'm looking at his team, his teammates are better than my teammates, so I'm gonna have to go crazy. Now, you not being a mature player, that's the same thing that it was true, but if we say the same thing for Kobe in 06? If he trusted, if he had a couple teammates to trust more, he wouldn't have had to go off for these points, and they would have won more games, even though they were over 500. You know what I'm saying? But the more mature Kobe gave motherfuckers chances. What happened?
Here's the thing about it, dog, and I'm gonna give Wilt his due here. Wilt did have great teammates, right? He had Paul Arizin, but Paul Arizin is a Hall of Famer. Here's the problem. Yeah. And 60, see, right? So right now we're talking about the 61 season or 61-62 when he averaged the 50. Yeah, it was 61-62.
50 and 25.
50 and 25. Yes. Where Wilt got fucked up is when they moved to Philly. When they moved from Philly to San Francisco, Paul Arizin decided to retire. There was another player on that team that decided to retire. There's like 2 starters that he lost. Mind you, there's no free agency. Think about this though. There's no free agency, so you're not replacing them.
Right.
You're just gonna get somebody else. And so that was his disadvantage. But see, here's the problem though. He had these guys in 62. So he had to, and mind you, there's no Havlicek yet. Havlicek is still in college. So Wilt, when you say Bill had 8 Hall of Famers, well, he never had all 8 guys on the same team. He did have Sam Jones. He had Cousy, right? Cousy, I think he loses Cousy in 64. I think it was 64. No, 63. He loses Cousy. So now you go into Sam Jones with Casey Jones. Wilt did have a disadvantage when he lost Hall of Famers It's like, oh damn, LeBron had 2 Hall of Famers, and then 3 years into his career, because the team got to move, they decide not to. I'm not moving to San Francisco. I'm staying here in Philly, so I'm retiring. And he lost the coach. So yeah, Elgin with the military. Thanks for that. What's the name? But the fact of the matter is like, okay, yeah, he lost players. Now, when he won, he had a stacked ass squad. Stacked.
Yeah.
You talking about Billy Cunningham, Hal Greer, Chet Walker. You know, they were stacked. So when he did get it, they won, and they won dominant. This is why I can never say that Wilt is a loser. But it's still like, again, he still got his ass pushed 3 years with his Hall of Fame help. I'm just saying,
but
it's like
it's
almost, you know what it is. Okay, you know what it is. It's almost like, I hate to do it, and we're gonna break the seal. It's like the LeBron argument. LeBron will sit there. Well, I got my 30. I got my 38, 40. It's not my fault we lost. And see, that's the thing. This is where Russell was a great psychologist of the game.
That's what I said. That's why I said it was. This is my narrative, but this is what I see when I look at it. This is him not trusting his teammates. He think that the other team's players at each position is better, so he got to go off. That's what I see.
Exactly. And then when he was able to trust his teammates, when he was able to, and he had, and mind you, now you got West with the Lakers. You got West and Baylor, and you got West.
He got people he can trust. He don't feel like he got to go off because it's not like Wilt could only average 17 at that point. He could have still put up 30.
You're right.
But he chose trust his teammates.
So at the end of the day, you can't then say, because Russell was playing the game the right way the whole time. It's just like, it's like why Duncan beats bust LeBron ass, because Duncan is playing the game the right way. Now again, I still think LeBron is a better player than Duncan, and just like I think Wilt is better than Russell. But the reason why Russell won the MVPs is because he was playing the game at a better, more understandable level. Like, yeah, I'm going to wear you out for the 4th quarter. I'm going to keep you at bay, and I'm going to wear you down by the 4th quarter. I'm making a play to help my team win, and you're out of gas.
These two arguments that are you talking about individual or team?
Well, I'm talking about both, and I'm talking about the reason why Russell won that MVP. Now look, Wilt won 4 MVPs.
But individual, I think Wilt is better.
And I told
on a team,
better. You're right.
I believe Bill was never really the best player on his team.
On the team,
hold on. We got a new panel member. Hold on, we got a new panel member. Let him switch life. How you doing, bro?
What's good with you? What's good with y'all?
What's good, man?
What's up, switch life?
I saw the topic was about crossing errors. So y'all was talking about what players could do that, right?
Yeah, we were talking about who would the players.
Then we went off on a tangent.
Yeah, we've been over a lot of tangents here tonight.
Okay. Yeah, I was just listening to y'all cook for real.
You know, I just want to run through a couple of highlights we had, because I did ask, when was the last great big man battle? The main topic is which era would have the easier time. And again, my take is, like I said last night to these guys, Casual and Hawk and CW, I said the players that were more coachable would have had success crossing errors. And I think great players would have been great in any era, but the players that were more coachable would have had the more success and a better number. Because, and I think, honestly, because coaches are like puppets now, where you had coaches that were institutions like Lenny Wilkins, George Karl, like these guys were institutions in there wherever they coach.
George Karl, man.
George Karl had Seattle for a long time, and he had Denver for a long time. He was like, my point. I think my point is there, right? Coaches had more leeway. You played their style.
They had authority.
They had authority. You played their style, or you didn't play. Nowadays, everybody's playing the same style, and these coaches are mostly babysitters. So you're really gonna play the way the star player wants to play rather than the coach. So I think it would be harder for some of the average player for today, or even some of the star players who ain't successful, to go back in those eras, because you would have to submit to a strong coach. Again, I asked how many people could play in a triangle with Phil Jackson. Because if you ain't got the triangle, you ain't
I
playing.
mean, it's people that can play in the triangle.
I mean, I'm just saying you're probably right because Kobe said it's not that hard.
It's not at all.
The
I
question
played
is
in it, and
who
I
and how
I think
many.
Jokic could play in a triangle. Jokic can play in a
For
triangle.
sure. Guys that
I
know how to
played in the
move.
triangle.
Yeah, but
Guys that know how
Jokic is
to
not
know.
doing what he does now in the 90s. That's the whole thing. Like the dominance that Jokic has now,
I think he
not
is
even
though.
close. Nah,
But let me
because
ask you. Let me ask you.
they won't allow him.
You know
Well,
what? But
if you look at it like
hold
that,
on.
yeah.
I
If you
say
look at it
this.
like that,
Paul,
but
I say this. I tell you, Don Nelson would allow him to do. Don Nelson would allow. He could have played for Don Nelson easily.
Yeah, if he got there,
He could have played in
yeah,
Los Angeles.
Don
if he
Nelson
got to
probably
that
would have been on.
point,
No, but let's keep it real. Don Nelson was the first guy in the NBA looking at the Euros. Don
that's a fact.
Nelson was the first. Don Nelson loved him, so probably Don Nelson gets him anyway.
Portland was looking at him too.
But like I said, 9 times out of 10, he go back to the if we put Jokic on a team in the past, Jokic is a backup big man.
No,
in a lot of ways.
He's not physical enough, bro, and he don't play good enough defense.
What the fuck?
See, you know what kills me? I see where Hawk is going. Hold on. I see where Hawk is going. No. Listen. He was a backup big man for like 2-3 years. Like he had that.
What is he doing with Akeem, bro?
Bro, he gonna.
What is he doing with Shaq?
Do his thing, bro. He gonna do his thing.
He's not,
bro.
Yes,
What was them?
It's funny. Y'all always come. You know what kills me? Y'all always come with hindsight. Like he was not outplaying.
This is why Jokic gonna do his thing.
Bro, we talking about a nigga like Hot Rod Williams having a guard this nigga. This nigga
can I
was
say
getting
this real quick though,
minutes?
y'all? Can I say
Oh
this?
yeah, let him have it.
Jokic is not no player who about to beat you with no athleticism. He ain't about to beat you jumping high off the ground. He gonna beat you with IQ first. He got the finesse, and he can shoot the ball, and he can pass the ball, and he can read defense. That's going across any era. If he can read defense now, he can read defense then. Dominating and doing your thing, not the same. I never said he's just gonna dominate Dream or Shaq. He gonna do his thing regardless, bro. It don't matter what era he play. And to speak about physicality, bro, this dude 280 pounds. He's physical every night. He put niggas on the block every night.
So is Big Country Reeves.
To the OKC example, like
so is Big Country Reeves. Let me
no matter what era he
and a touch.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this.
He's shooting right leg.
He gonna have trouble with Odin Polynice.
He's shooting right leg fadeaways. And what the oldest Polynice gonna do with him?
He gonna have trouble with Odin Polynice, bro.
Stop it, bro.
I'm gonna come at it from a different angle.
Stop, bro.
He'll be a lesser player like Larry Bird, basically.
Hold on. I'm gonna come at it from a different era. Hold on. I'm gonna come at it from a different angle because y'all always see it in hindsight. I see it from the beginning. Real talk, man. I think this is what
Rick Smith can get off, but Jokic can't. Yeah, you got it, bro.
See again, right? Well, Rick Smith was a Dunkin' Dutchman. Rick Smith was 7'4" and doing things the most 7'4" guys couldn't. Hold on. Let me have it. No. Hawk has a point. Y'all all have legitimate points. So you got to understand. Break it down to the beginning of their careers. Jokic wasn't playing. He was playing. He was a backup big man in Nurkic. Now,
that's situational.
You're right, but
that's
okay.
my point with him going to the past, though. That's my whole point with him going to the past.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying.
He just said if he played for Don Nelson, yeah.
No, somebody for him to even get on the court and start, somebody in Denver had to believe in him because they didn't believe he was in shape enough to even play.
Y'all realize he started majority of the time, even when Nurkic was there. It wasn't like the nigga sat on the bench. They were literally swapping
bro. I lost some fantasy. We gonna play. Hold on. We gonna play fantasy basketball, right? I lost some fantasy basketball
games.
Yeah, he started.
When I traded for him, hold on. I traded for him, and then I put him on the bench. I put him on the streets because he wasn't getting enough minutes. I remember this season. And as soon as I did, they started him. And I fucking lost out on him, and he started cooking. But he wasn't getting enough minutes, so I had to cut him. So what I want you to understand, somebody wasn't playing him over Nurkic. So it took that. Y'all got to understand, for a player to get the opportunity, because we were talking about this before y'all pulled up. We were talking about how a lot of Golden State Warriors didn't even believe in Steph Curry because they fucking traded him from Milwaukee for Andrew Bogut. It was because he failed the physical that he went back to Golden State and became the Steph Curry we all know today. What I'm saying is, Hawk is not capping by saying he would have been a backup big man, because you would have had to find a coach to believe, yo, this motherfucker's ain't good enough shake for me to even play him, and then let him do this. Like, there were fucking Oliver Miller in Oliver Miller could pass. There were a lot of guys that were big and could fucking pass, but they were out of shape. Oliver Miller was really fucking nice, but he was out of shape.
Oliver Miller got no J work. He don't got no J work.
No, I get it. See, I get it. But again,
for his era, Jokic at his best form though. You can't use him
exactly
and start a league. If you do that, you're gonna have to if you do that.
No, we get exactly what you're saying, but what we're saying is odd that when it comes to one era when it comes to players in the 90s coming over to the modern era, we romanticize about the positive that they provide, and we say,
I'm gonna tell you this. You're right.
Hold on. Let me finish. We romanticize on what the positives of their game and how they could transfer, but whenever it comes to somebody, especially somebody who has for the last 5 years has made a legit case of being,
because you're looking at hindsight. You're right. You're looking at hindsight though.
No, stop. And we don't do the same with them. The positives that Jokic provides on the offensive end from the moment he stepped in the league. He was
okay. See, the moment he stepped in the league, he rode the bench because they didn't think he had.
How do you ride the bench if you start 55 games?
He started majority of the season.
Casual. I'm not doing that though. All I'm looking at is the era. All I'm looking at is the era.
I didn't cut him. I traded him.
He played.
I'm looking at.
Games out of the 80
I'm looking at the era, how physical it was, and what they had big men doing. That's all.
Hakeem was physical when Hakeem played, but Hakeem had the skill.
You're right. He started 55 games, but he played 21 minutes.
That's not riding no bench if you play no 21 minutes.
That's not riding no bench.
Okay, but
riding the bench is 2, 3, 5, 6 minutes, bro, or not playing at all.
Okay, all right. But he was not getting the majority of minutes. And again, what I want you to I really want y'all to understand, there were doubts about his conditioning. That's the reason why everybody knew he was fucking skilled, but they were doubts. So what I'm saying is,
conditioning wasn't that important back then. Hold on.
If the play
back then,
you said what?
My point is, that's what I'm saying, and that's the thing. Because when I say Oliver Miller, guess what? Oliver Miller was out of shape, and that held him back.
It ain't that held him back, bro. I can name other niggas besides Sean Kemp was out of shape. He made All-Star. They let him play. This nigga was 300 pounds.
Sean Kemp got out of shape. No, see, that's not fair. See, you going?
Why is it not fair?
Getting minutes off
Now it's not fair.
Oh, Jesus Christ! See, Sean Kemp, when he first came on, was a phenom.
That nigga was getting minutes just off reputation, bro.
That nigga Big Country Reeves was out of shape, and he did just fine.
Yeah, the same Big Country Reeves that was busting Shaq and Tim Duncan's ass.
Okay, so we understand that you could be out of shape and still be able to get niggas.
Okay, but I don't believe Jokic is as physical as Big Country though.
Bro, but he's more skilled than Big Country though, and he got higher IQ than Big Country.
Hold on, Casual. Look,
he's more polished as a scorer than Big Country. Like,
see,
but they didn't need him to be that.
Actually, casual. Look, casual. The way you bring up Big Country Reeves, you do understand that that's what played him out of the league really quickly, right? Like Big Country didn't have. Country was skilled as a motherfucker. Big Country took he destroyed Duncan in college. Destroyed him. Duncan did shit in college, and he got destroyed by Big Country Reeves in college. So
what kind of shape was Charles Barkley in?
Charles Barkley was out of shape, but he famously told you when he didn't get on, they didn't let him play. Hold on. They didn't let him play
until he got in shape.
Until he got in shape.
Malone made him get in shape.
Exactly. He was working out with Moses Malone.
Brian Reese got out of the league in the 2000s. The 2000s got that nigga out of there. Nigga, we talking about the 90s.
Yeah, but
What are we talking about?
but wait a minute.
The
See,
90s, he
the
was
only
getting 30 minutes a game. He played 37 for Vancouver.
because he was playing for an expansion team, bro. He was there.
Hold on, no, but Jokic was in shape when he came in the league. When he got out of shape, he was dominating more. If you
man,
look,
Jokic playing Denver, the Mile High City, and this nigga averaged 30. Look, man.
And look, it's crazy what y'all said. Barkley played. Hold on. Barkley played more minutes as a rookie than Jokic did. He played way more minutes as a rookie. Started 60 games. See, but again, it was like, how was I going to become the starter that they wanted me to be as the fifth pick? Well, he started working out with Moses, and Moses.
And I said what the fuck I said.
If Ronnie Seekely could get some fucking minutes, this nigga said that nigga don't deserve to get his name said right. If that nigga can get some fucking minutes,
you know that Ronnie Seekely was a Syracuse legend.
Oh, shout out to Syracuse, but that nigga ain't shit. Then my nigga Jokic could get some minutes out of pocket, bro.
But Jokic points and stuff is all based off his minutes, because every time his minutes go up, his points go up.
Fans, shout out to the real Heat fans that know who these guys are. They know the Grant Longs and the motherfucking Willie Burtons and the motherfucker. That's why I say all them Heat fans. I used to put up random Heat. All the Heat fans when LeBron were there, I used to throw up random Heat fans in the chat. I mean, in the Facebook chats, and I'm like, you know who this is, Heat fan? They like, yeah, I know who this is. So don't tell me you're a fucking Heat fan.
When Marcus Camby first got into the league, he only started 38 games out of the 63. Does that mean he was riding the bench?
Yeah, technically he was, because he was very slight.
Okay, we getting answers. Get to the bottom of it. So Marcus Camby was a bench rider. Say less.
See, what I really want y'all to understand this, though, bro. I really want y'all to understand this. This is the point I made.
T-Mac was definitely a bench rider.
For this conversation, look, hold on, because I'm gonna let y'all have it. I don't want to bet. I'm gonna let y'all have it until I'll let y'all have the panel if y'all want. But for a guy to not only play and then be successful, you needed, especially in the past era, you needed a coach to believe in your talent. And even if you had like the weight problem, like, yo, you have the weight problem, we can get him in shape, but I like the talent. But you had to have a coach that would give you that opportunity, because Paul Westfalls, these guys had control of the roster. They played their style. If being in shape was the thing holding you back, then it was going to hold you back. You understand what I'm saying? It was going to hold you back. So I'm not saying that God wouldn't translate. Again, Jokic probably would have got his opportunity. But by the same token, yeah, you again playing against a better crop of centers, he better get a lot. They probably would have played him at the 4. They probably would have got either a good rim protecting 4 to play with him, or played a good he would probably, you know would have been, because he would have played well with a Theo Ratliff. They could have played him at the 4 and Theo Ratliff at the 5. I think Theo Ratliff would have been perfect. You know what I mean? But in this era, you don't really need it, because rim protection ain't as vital as it was back then, or having a center that can bang up again. Like, it's almost like this. You had your star center, and you would have to have like a bodyguard, rugged power forward to go next to the star center, because number one, you keeping him more healthy by letting the power forward or the other big man take the brunt. Plus, you're kind of guarding it. He's getting the fouls, and you know what I'm saying. Like he's keeping the big man out of foul trouble. Basically, like Oakley with Ewing, Otis Thorpe with every one of those star centers had like a rugged power forward next to them, and that's what you would have definitely needed for Joker. But in this era, you don't necessarily need that. You can play with a high flyer like Aaron Gordon, and yeah, Aaron Gordon does take a little bit of the, but you could, what I'm saying? Like it's a whole different aspect now, and that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that Joker would have been a bum, but Jokic would have had a harder time to get in playing time consistently.
So what about the 2000s? Because he'd have cooked Dirk, KG, Duncan, and them. He'd have gave them work.
Probably, and you had. I mean, yeah, he'd have cooked guys like Tyson Chandler and Eddie Curry too. Look, another guy, Eddie Curry, fucking ate his way out of the league. Andrew Bynum ate. And y'all tell me Andrew Bynum didn't eat his way out of the league? That lazy motherfucker.
He only back to the basket though. He can't do shit else.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. And look, Andrew Bynum, if you can't tell me the center position was weak when Andrew Bynum could make an All NBA center, All NBA second team center. Tyson Chandler makes trust me, he did it for my Knicks. Tyson Chandler was a bum compared to 90 centers. Let's keep it real.
The nigga gave you 18 and 12.
I mean,
like,
his off, but defensive wise,
18 and 12 win.
Hold on.
They all defensive player of the year though.
Like,
Joe King got defensive player of the year.
I'm a Knicks fan. Hold on. I'm a Knicks fan.
Some nasty shit right now.
Hold on, I'm a Knicks fan. He changed my whole team around. But compared to Patrick Ewing, he is a fucking bum.
You said, hold on, you said,
centers of this era are mostly rim runners. Centers are mostly rim runners, bro. Like you can't run offense for them. You can't run plays for them. They're just rim runners. Like even Mitchell Robinson, who I love. I believe Mitchell Robinson is the key to my team winning the championship this year.
In this era, well, I wouldn't even say majority of them are rim runners.
Damn, he said Tyson Chandler a bum. That's fucking
like that's crazy. Like I'm not like in this era.
Wait a minute, Tyson Chandler. No, it's funny because Kwame Brown gets all the
high school.
Hold on. Kwame Brown gets all that slack. Tyson Chandler was the second pick. Go look at the beginning of Tyson Chandler's career. He was barely hanging on. He didn't even start at the beginning of the season for the Mavericks, yo. It was Brendan Haywood who was the starter.
But Tyson Chandler,
but everybody don't start off good though. Some people take time.
Bro. As I'm gonna say this again because y'all
let players develop back there.
Yeah.
Bro, y'all youngin standards for great center players.
I'm asking you, the standards of let people develop.
Nobody called him great center, but you said he was a bum.
Right, though. You act like it ain't no level.
He was a bum. Hold on. He was a bum compared to the All NBA centers for every year before 2000.
Is Tyson Chandler a bum compared to Mutombo?
Yes.
Wow. That's a lie.
He won. He won deep for my team. I would have took. Matter of fact, I had Mutombo. I had the old version of Mutombo. I'm taking prime Mutombo over Tyson Chandler any fucking day of the week.
No, who you taking over and who a bum is two different things, bro.
Exactly.
2 different things.
Okay, compared, you said you actually was your bum compared to Mutombo.
But in your standard of what the Kembe is worse than I thought. Then, if just because you will take him over Tyson Chandler, all of a sudden that makes him a bum.
Let me ask you this.
I guess you must think very lowly to Kembe Mutombo.
Casual. Because again, you didn't watch these guys play. Mutombo was an absolute. You watching film? I'm sorry, watching film and not. Mutombo was a terror in his prime.
He was.
Like Jordan couldn't dunk on him. Jordan dunked on every center. He couldn't dunk on Mutombo.
He got him.
Eventually. He got him.
Eventually, he got him. He got him once.
He got him, bro. He got
the famous. Hold on. He got the famous dunk on Ewing finally. People don't realize Ewing tossed that nigga shit like 15 times before he finally got him.
So he got him though. He got him.
See what I'm saying? Like, imagine being successful. It's like taking 6.
This nigga's a troll. That's why.
Listen. He got him. Imagine. Wait. Imagine taking 16 shots at a nigga. You took 16 shots at a nigga. And you finally hit him on a 16 shot, but you done shot the wall over here. You done hit the old lady in her leg over there. And, in New York, somebody just got hit with a straight leg yesterday, man. That shit, I hate that shit, bro. For real, it fucking makes me. But you took 16 shots.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he got him though.
Man,
He
shit.
got him. What they say when they shoot, if you gonna shoot,
Man,
you best not
goddamn
miss.
phone.
You better
Nah,
not
the
miss.
nigga was missing.
Yeah, but he got him though.
Niggas was
Eventually.
missing, gang.
But he got him though.
That's a fact.
Yeah. After numerous tries.
You a fucking troll, bro.
But when he gets, but no, for real, that's fucked up though about basketball. When he finally gets dunked on, y'all, that's all y'all remember. Y'all never remember because when I play center, I love blocking your shot.
Who said we don't remember what Dikembe?
Nah, because I know, because when I play the front court. When I block your shit 9 times, and you finally get me with a layup, and you clap boards because.
Damn, this Mike is whooping his ass, ain't it? Damn,
man. That shit in charge, bro.
Yeah, man.
That shit ain't charge. That shit dying, bro.
Nah, I'm finna head out. I just wanna, bro, like to think that a player, like I understand if we saying niggas like we talking about like a Trae Young or something like that.
Shut it down, man. Y'all, this is a good show.
Nah,
this is definitely a good show.
I like if we saying Trae Young, maybe because of physicality, he may not translate. Okay, I can see what you're saying. If we saying
we talked about Trae Young earlier too.
We talking about niggas that they actually are the physical standard, and we're saying they can't translate in a physical era. Jokic isn't physical.
How many guys you talking about? Like, who are you exactly talking about?
Jokic is physical. Giannis is physical.
And I agree. I agree. But all I'm saying is he would have had to come in. I think he would have had a better chance if he came in shape, and he could actually not be in the best shape because I still watch him.
He's actually bigger and stronger. Why couldn't they play in the era?
Jokic was in shape when he came into the league. He packed on the pounds so he could be more impactful of a post scorer after like his second season.
I think no. In his draft and Gamani, I think that's why he fell to the second round because they question whether he was in shape enough to play. That's what I'm saying. Like
skills translate though. If you got skills,
you're right.
They don't give you a chance.
Your IQ translate too. And
listen, they knew all that. They knew all that, but they still two reasons. Two reasons. They didn't know if he even wanted to come over and play. And then they said, yeah, he's not in the best. If you go back and look at his draft combine shit, they probably say he's not in the best shape. And we don't know if he even wants to play NBA ball. So that's probably why he fell to the second round. But,
they don't know what they be talking about.
That's
look, they don't. They look.
You hear that, Hawk? You hear that, Hawk? That's Chad. That's
but hold on, though, guys. Y'all gotta understand. But y'all gotta understand, it's the gatekeepers. But bro, y'all gotta understand, there's gatekeepers in the league. If your talent ain't overwhelming, you ain't gonna get a shot. There's niggas that can really ball, that can hoop, they don't get a shot because of these doubts or whatever. So that's it. I'm gonna leave y'all on that because I got 1% on my phone. And like I said, y'all can have it until CW is able to shut it down or whatever. But yo, good show tonight, guys. I really appreciate y'all for coming through.
For sure, Ski.
Salute. All right.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. Guys, get off your bullshit, son.
What I do, man? I'm just saying, man. My nigga Jokic, bro. He over here bowing niggas in 2020s. He could bow some niggas in the 90s, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
He could bow niggas. Hit that off leg jump on the nigga, bro. They ain't gonna see it.
Like I said, nigga, I don't see it.
If you're a hooper, you're a hooper. Like all that physical stuff, these niggas strong, big too. Like they gonna translate to that era. Like,
bro, it's a lot of niggas that hoop. Man. Once motherfuckers start hitting their ass back, they stop playing like that.
But Jokic ain't one of them though. Like I feel like when you reach a certain level of like skill set, IQ, physicality.
Like I said, bro, this is all hypothetical. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, all right.
Hey man, I feel like Karl Malone hit his ass. He ain't gonna want to fucking come down there no more.
Man, I think if Karl Malone was in this,
but you could say most of them players in the '90s unplayable too. all them niggas that's defensive players and all that, they could be unplayable in this era too.
Hog don't want to talk about that.
But like Tony Allen, goddamn it. Oh, I don't want to talk
about
Jokic
Jokic
about
era.
what you talking about.
Like
I said it that day. I said the same way you talk about Jokic. If that nigga Karl Malone was in this motherfucking era, that nigga would have been kicked out the league after the first year.
He'd been in jail.
Nigga,
He'd been in jail.
treat that nigga like EDP, nigga. Fuck
Yeah. Unless he was white, he going to jail.
All right, I'm gonna stop trolling y'all. I'm gonna go to bed. All right,
I'm not gonna take a shower anyway. All
right, take it easy.
No.
Yeah, CJ.
Swish.
CJ, you got to pull up in the Discord, man.
I got the
Nigga, we was in there cooking Mac that fast earlier.
I was gonna ask when next time you going live and shit. But hold on, I got the app and shit. What I gotta do is log in on that, John.
Yeah, I'm a matter of fact, hold on, I'm gonna type the link in the back chat. All you gotta do is just hit the little link. We be in the Discord talking basketball. Man, we talk about everything, but yeah, we be cooking on the basketball. We doing the versus battles, all that shit, man. Debates, all that shit.
Oh yeah, you know I'm down, bro. I just be on
Mike
these
Def was in there getting his ass
shit.
cooked.
I see you trying to pull up on the pull up yesterday and shit. I think BJ was sleeping.
Yeah,
shit.
that nigga BJ was probably asleep. Yeah, I was in the back chat for like 10
I
minutes.
like, yo,
I'm like,
Swish Life backstage. I'm gonna click on that, John.
He said Tony Allen in this era wouldn't make the NBA. Yeah, Tony Allen and Jokic not really the same era, really. Yeah, if you got the app, just hit that link. Hit that link. Niggas in there right now.
Yeah.